Welcome into Herman Brothers Field, as tonight we have a matchup between the first place Matsu Miners and the second place Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. I'm Reese Lannon, along for the call with my broadcast partner Sean Neef. And Sean, the Miners coming in on a really hot streak right now. They won 7 of 8. They've been hot, and most of those wins have been on the road.
They have, and the Miners, some home cooking never hurt either, but the only loss they've had in that last 8 games was a no-hitter. Kind of an odd little blemish to put
Almost
on that
doesn't count.
resume. Yeah, it's almost just like one single player was able to stop them from winning. But the team's been great. They're seeing the ball a lot better, and you can just see an attitude shift around this entire clubhouse.
Today on the mound, the Miners have Christian Seelhorst going for them on the year. He's pitched 12 innings, 3 starts. He's got a .75 ERA. The walks have bothered him, but he struck out plenty. And Seelhorst is going to get the job to go against the Chinooks today as they look to continue their winning ways.
Seelhorst has gotten a lot better as the year's gone on. Like you had mentioned, the walk numbers have gotten better. I think one of the biggest influences for Seal this summer has been who he's lived with. Getting to live with the A&M pitchers. Because you saw yesterday with Willie Johnson pitching 14 strikeouts.
Yeah.
Obviously, he has no problem hitting the control of the zone and getting those first pitch strikes. If he has some insight for his roommate, I guarantee those two are talking constantly about how to improve one another.
Yeah, Seelhorst has got a live arm. The stuff is there. He can get up low 90s, and I mean when he's locating the breaking balls, he's tough to hit. We'll see if he can make it longer than 4 today. He pitched 4, took the no decision, or actually took the win in their last game against his last game against the Oilers. Tonight for the Miners, they will send up David Bermudez at the top of the order. He's playing short. Casey Rother batting second in right field, batting third, and at first base it's Nick Sorelli. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Tyler Rando. Batting fifth, and in right field, Aaron Walters. Batting sixth, and behind plate, it's Sam Thompson. Batting seventh, and in left field, Mike Ferreira. Batting eighth, in center field, Josh Morozic. And batting ninth, at second base, it is J.D. Urso. So a bit of change in the Miners lineup, but the top pretty consistent. Bermudez, Rother, Sorelli, Rando, Walters have all been near the top of the order this year.
There is a few changes. If you will notice, there's quite a bit more righties in the lineup today. And a lot of that comes from who is on the bump for the Chinooks, with Sundine returning to the mound. Sundine, arguably their best pitcher and arguably one of the best pitchers in the ABL. When he is thumbing the ball, he is really tough to hit, especially when he's ahead early in counts. But he's not unhittable. Last time he played, he gave up 8 hits. He gave up 6 earned runs. So that wasn't against the Miners. It was actually against the Anchorage Bucks. But it proves that he is human. The Miners hitting better and better. It's going to be an interesting matchup to see how they face him compared to their last showing.
Yeah, Sundine, when he's locating his stuff, I mean, he's hard to hit. Last time against the Miners through 7 scoreless innings, he was really good, able to locate the breaking ball on the in and outside part of the plate. Part of the issue for the Miners offense, it was a big strike zone that game, which favored Sundine, obviously, when he's locating well. But the Miners obviously get him off a bad start his last time out, hoping to kind of recreate what the Bucks did.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of confidence they're going to do that exactly. They only had a few runs in the last game against the Glacier Pilots, but I think this team is really starting to put more contact on the ball, and they're putting a lot more balls in play as opposed to just flyouts, which were pretty commonplace earlier on in the season.
Yeah, David Bermudez is a guy who's just scalding the ball right now and can't seem to find a hole in the defense. He had an RBI single, go-ahead single, and extras in the 11th inning of last night's game. That ended up being the winning RBI, so he's been scalding the ball. We've seen J.D. Urso's bat really come alive. The middle infield is starting to hit well for the Miners. Casey Rother, a couple of RBI singles last night. He was nice. Nick Sorelli constantly on base. Josh Morozic. The whole crew is starting to kind of put everything together. Whereas in the beginning of the year, it was a lot of strung out hits. They would have maybe 1 hit in the first, 1 hit in the third, 1 hit in the fourth. Now they're starting to get them in bunches, and that's good for the Miners.
Miners really are gelling, coming together right now. For the Chinooks, they do seem like they still are trying to make a little last-minute tweaks. Obviously, in the lineup today is not Patty McCormick, who is their best batter. Instead, we are going to get the chance to see Joe Brazil for the first time against the Miners, as he has been limited in what he's been exposed to every time these two teams have met up.
Yeah, Brazil in the lineup today, batting 7th. Yeah, it's a bit of a shakeup, but the top of the order remains the same. Will Bats, as always, I should say, the leadoff hitter. John Mark Mullins always batting 2nd, playing short. So, I mean, the top of the order is the same. Chinooks, obviously, not a big power team. They're not going to hit a bunch of home runs, a bunch of doubles. Get on base, walk, single, and steal bases. That's their philosophy.
And it works plenty of times. That's pesky baseball, and it seems to work. We did have a bit of a conversation on what we thought the run total was going to be for the Miners before we started with the skip for Tyler LeBrun. You standing by your prediction?
Yeah, I went pretty high. I went with 8. I just feel like this offense right now, they've been putting so many hits together, and they're still leaving chances on the table. I think tonight it's a good opportunity with a righty stacked lineup to get some runs put together early, and that would go a long way because this Chinooks team, they score some runs, but they're not the best offensive team in the ABL by any measure. And getting to Sundyne early and kind of knocking him around, getting in that bullpen will be big.
That's going to be a huge element for it. I'm going to stand by 6. I think that the Miners are still going to put up a good offensive performance tonight, but the infield for the Chinooks has always been pretty rock solid. John Mark Mullins at short has been one of the most reliable pieces we've seen. And they do have Matt Magnow back behind the dish again tonight. We know how strong his arm can be with throwing out runners. So I think it's still going to be a bit of a battle, but I do think the Miners are going to put up 6, and I think they're going to get a win here.
6 wins, or 6 runs, I should say, with Seahorse on the mound. I feel like that's a pretty good bet for Miners W. That's going to take us to a short break here from Heavy Weathersfield. We'll be back in a few minutes after the national anthem, go over the lineups again, and get ready for first pitch. It's been Reese Landon with Sean Neef. We'll see you guys in a few minutes. Welcome back here from the Valley as Miners out on the field as we get ready to begin play. The national anthem tonight was sung by Molly, so thank you to her. I'd like to thank the sponsor of 2021 Matsu Miners Baseball, Pacific Northwest Regional Council of Carpenters and Carpenters Union Local 1281. Once again, the defensive alignment for the Miners a bit different today from yesterday. Outfield left to right, Mike Ferreira in left field, Morozic in center, Aaron Walters over in right. Infield left to right, you got Rother at the hot corner, Bermudez over at short. At the Keystone is JD Urso. At first, it's Nick Sorelli, pitcher-catcher battery, Christian Sealhorst, and Sam Thompson. So Sealhorst gets ready to maneuver against this Chinooks lineup. Once again, their lineup. Will Batts leads off. He plays center field. Batting second at shortstop, it's John Mark Mullins. Batting third in left field, Hayden Keller. Hitting fourth at third base, it's Pete Fullerton. Batting fifth and DHing, it's Johnny Graham. Hitting sixth in right field, Colby Ferris. Batting seventh at first base, it's Joe Brazil. Hitting eighth and behind the plate, Matt Magno. And batting ninth at second base, Cal Campbell. Zach Sundine, left-hander from MSU Denver, is on the mound for the Chinooks.
As we get ready for this one, I'm really interested to see how Sealhorst is going to do. Haven't had the chance to see him pitch in a while, but now that we've established a real rotation for the Miners, everyone seems to know what their day is, and you get a chance to look forward to who's on the mound that day.
Sealhorst on the mound. I want to take a peek at yesterday's game, actually. Top performers yesterday in a 4-3 win in 11 innings. For the Miners, Will Johnston obviously pitched 9 full innings. Didn't get the complete game as it went to extras. Pitched 9 innings, 6 hits, gave up 3 runs, all of which were earned. No walks, though. Struck out 14 batters. Kept his ERA down. It's now at 2.70. Big-time hitters in the lineup. David Bermudez was struggling most of the game, even though he had some hard-hit balls, but his last at-bat was his biggest one, able to get his first hit of the day, an RBI single in the 11th inning, which turned out to be the game-winning hit for the Miners. Casey Rother, 2 for 6 on the day, had a couple of RBI singles, big at-bats. Aaron Walters in the 7th inning was able to give the Miners the lead with an RBI single the opposite way into left field as he was down in the count. JD Urso saw him get a couple of hits and a couple of runs. And Sam Thompson broke up a couple of hits as now stepping to the plate. We're going to have Will Batts, center fielder from the Masters University. Will Batts, left-handed batter for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. Batts stepping in. We are just about ready to play baseball here from Herman Brothers Field. Pretty warm, low 70s night. Fairly sunny, partly cloudy. Sealhorst toes the rubber against Will Batts. Batts on the year, a .292 batter, batting from the left side. First pitch to him is a fastball up, and we are underway from the Valley. Sealhorst unleashes ball 1. Sealhorst from the set, brings it kind of over his head from the stretch. Here it comes, fastball away, 2-0. Sealhorst, 5'11" right-hander from Slippery Rock University. Lead the Miners to a victory today. The scorching hot Miners, 12-6. Coming into today, the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks at 10-8. The 2-0 squaring to bunt his bats, and he pops it up foul over near the Chugiak dugout. It's going to be 2-1 here on Will Batts.
Well, one of the biggest differences you might see between these two teams today is their ability to lay down bunts, as Chinooks have excelled in that category all year so far, and the Miners, as of the last 2 games, could really take a few pointers when it comes to how to lay down a bunt.
As Will Batts going right back up the middle with that. There's a leadoff single for the Chinook center fielder, Will Batts, who's been slinging a scorching hot bat. That hit gives him 7 hits in his last 15 at-bats. So Will Batts aboard here with nobody out, and now it's going to be John Mark Mullins, the UAB shortstop, left-handed batter.
Already 1 on. No away. A real chance to start a rally early here. If you're the Miners, you want a chance to crush all that momentum.
On Mark Mullins, you've seen pretty much every game. Plays every day for the Chinook team. Mainstay in the lineup. First pitch from Seahorse misses up and away, and it's 1-0. Miners. Schedule coming up, they have one game tomorrow. They'll travel back down to Anchorage and face those same Glacier Pilots who we've seen so much of lately, and then a couple of off days for the Miners before traveling back to Anchorage. That's on July 2nd, or July 3rd actually, against the Anchorage Bucks. That one at 5 p.m. start. Seahorse missing there, and it's 2-0.
There's actually a pickoff attempt, but instead Bats is able to get back quickly.
So he throws over again, back in safely as Bats. Now still staying at 1-0 on John Mark Mullins. I'd like to give a shout out to the Nugget Booster Club, gaming sponsor, Big Valley Bingo. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball, called strike on the outside edge. A little off the plate. Maybe we'll get that strike zone consistently all game.
Well, Seahorse is an interesting pitcher. As we've already seen, he does get some people on, whether that be through walk or hit, with a whip at 1.25. But he does pretty well out of jams, only a .75 ERA on the season.
Another pickoff over at Bats, so playing plenty of attention over to Will Bats, who on the year, a couple of steals, also thrown out twice. Seahorse steps off again. This has been a long at bat with just 2 pitches to John Mark Mullins. Casey Rother over at third again. Third straight game he's over there. Saw him in right field most of the year. Now he's getting starts at the hot corner. Here's the pitch. And it missed up and away, 2-1. With Rother over at third, we see Aaron Walters, who's seen a couple of starts in right field. He's back over there today. In left field is Mike Ferreira, who hasn't had a start in a few days. He's out there in left today. 2-1 here to Mullins. Here's the pitch from Seahorse, and it missed away, and he's gone 3-1 in danger of letting the first 2 men in the inning on. Next up in the lineup for the Chinooks would be Hayden Keller, the left fielder. Seahorse checking over at the runner. He's got him 3-1 right now. Here it comes. Fastball, called strike at the belt. Mullins maybe thought he had a walk. Instead, it's going to be 3-2. Could see the runner taking off here. Our Day at the Park sponsor today at Herman Brothers Field is Aurora Dental. They are having many giveaways today, actually. They're giving away Sonicare toothbrushes, 5 of them. They're also giving out program prizes and some fun swag, actually, over there at their booth. So if you plan on coming to Herman Brothers Field and you're a little bit late, make sure to stop in over there at their tent. It's right next to the concession stand up the first base line.
Who doesn't like free stuff?
3-2 now. Seahorse looking to put away Mullins. Taking a peek over at the runner. A modest lead for Bats. Here's the 3-2. And it just missed up. Seahorse walks Mullins. And that's a walk for John Mark Mullins, and it's 2 on, nobody out. Sam Thompson going to take a jog out to the mound to talk with his starter. And it's Hayden Keller, left fielder, stepping to the plate. Keller, left-handed batter, past week. He's played in 4 games, 14 at-bats. He's 6 of 14, swinging a really hot bat. He's also got 4 RBIs over that time. 3 stolen bases as well over the past week for Keller. On the year, he's raised his average to 286 and 28 at-bats. He's got 3 steals.
He's a pretty versatile player, to say the least, seemingly able to help when whatever the way they need. Right now, job's pretty simple, advancing either of these runners with one already in scoring position.
Seahorse looking for a strikeout or a ground ball here. First pitch. Swung on and fouled off Thompson. Ricochets over to the screen. It's 0-1. You're on Hayden Keller.
And right now, Seahorse really needs to lock in. Likely to attack pretty low with the ability to create a double play ball right now.
Keller from Mendocino College. Here's the pitch. Fastball just missed. Seahorse thought maybe he had that one. Instead, it's 1-1.
Definitely not getting any favors from the blue right now. Seahorse stuck in a pretty tight spot.
Seahorse sets. He's got him at 1-1, and it's a fastball off the plate. He's gone 2-1, and right now it's almost like he's maybe short-arming it a bit. He's in danger. A couple of more pitches off the plate of loading the bases.
Unlikely that he's worn down. Seahorse, having not pitched in over a week now for the minors, plenty of time to recover, just maybe trying to get back into his groove, taking a bit longer than he might have thought.
There's a fastball fouled away by Hayden Keller. It's 2-2. Chinooks were in first place for a little bit in the ABL last week, but dropped out of that as the minors have surged to the top, and the Chinooks have played around 500 balls in the last stretch of games, as there's a breaking ball maybe in the dirt, and it's gone 3-2 here on Hayden Keller with Pete Fullerton, the third baseman, looming on deck.
After letting one get on, walking two back-to-back is not a death sentence, but it's one of the closest things you can get, loading the bases on yourself.
Back in is Keller. Seahorse sets. Here's the 3-2. Fastball fouled away. So stick around to see another pitch. Seahorse is not one of the quicker workers in the minors' starting rotation. We see Will Johnson kind of get the ball and go right back at him. Steelhorse takes his time in between pitches. 3-2. On the way. Swing and a miss. He got him on the fastball. Christian Seahorse goes up and away in the zone. Hayden Keller down swinging. One away here in the first. It's now Pete Fullerton, left-handed hitting third baseman to the plate. This Chugiak roster is stacked with left-handed bats.
Almost the exact inverse of the minors coming out today with the righty-heavy lineup loaded.
Minors only have one lefty starter, so most teams knowing that stack the lineup with left-handed bats, especially with Johnston pitching yesterday. Here's the first pitch. It's a fastball up. It's going 1-0. Miners' defensive alignment pretty much straight up. Walters is actually fairly deep out in right field, but the left fielder Ferreira, in contrast, fairly in. Those are pretty much straight up in center. Infield playing for the double play. Fullerton back in. Here's the 1-0. Seahorse misses away. He's gone behind 2-0. This has been his problem. Throwing strikes. His stuff has always been there, but strikes have been an issue. Already issuing one free pass this inning.
Yeah, but did follow that up with a big strikeout while just tightrope walking his way out of that out.
There's a fastball up and away. It's 3-0 on Pete Fullerton. Big crowd actually on hand tonight in the Matsu Valley for a weeknight game of baseball. Tuesday night battle between first and second in the ABL. They certainly showed out, as they do every night, but this is a nice crowd.
3-0 count with 2 on already for Seahorse.
Here's the 3-0. It's a fastball on the outside edge. Fullerton takes strike one. On a 3-1 count, Fullerton still ahead. Could see him hacking here, but the Chinook team is very patient at the plate. Not one of those teams is going to be taking big swings on 3-0 and even 3-1 in some situations.
No self-inflicted harm here.
3-1 pitch is a swing and a miss. Took something off it. Seahorse has ran it full now after falling down in the count. 3-0 as Kevin Nakamura is actually jogged out to the minor pen. Could see some activity. Down there is Lance Santerre has maybe picked up a ball. We'll see.
Maybe a bit too early for any replacements.
3-2 pitch misses low, and it's bases loaded with just one out here in the first for the minors.
It's going to be Johnny Graham, one of their only righties, coming up to the plate, filling in that designated hitter slot tonight. Graham.
As I was saying earlier, technically only one lefty starter for the minors. Santerre is more of a swing guy. He'll start games, and that is Lance Santerre warming down in the minor pen. So Tyler LeBron not taking any chances. If Seahorse is going to struggle, Santerre kind of just stretching and throwing with Nakamura in the bullpen now. But preferably, the Miners would like to get the guy out at the plate right now. It's Johnny Graham.
That would throw a real wrench into the Chinooks planning. With all these lefty batters to throw another lefty at him, that could create some serious mismatch situations.
And if you want a guy at the plate right now, if you're the Miners, it's Johnny Graham. His last week in the ABL, he is 0 for 17 in his last week of play. 4 games, 17 at-bats. He really struggled at the plate, striking out 6 times as well. So the Miners get their first right-handed batter to the plate for the Chinook lineup in the form of Graham. Obviously, he's been struggling. Seahorse would love to get a punch out here. Bases loaded, just 1 out. Corners are fairly in. Rother a step off the grass. Sorelli is a step on the grass, actually, down at first. Seahorse from the set, the first offer. Fastball, swing and a miss. Or maybe a tap foul, actually. Just got a piece of that was Johnny Graham.
I don't think it matters to Christian right now, whatever way he gets a strike. As long as he gets those first 2, getting ahead here early, something he hasn't been able to do so far.
Interesting guy not in the lineup today for the Chinooks was Josh Sheck, who's actually 4 of his last 5 at the plate in his last 2 games, but not in the lineup today. Seahorse to head 0-1. Here it comes. Swung on, tap back to the mound. Seahorse had it, and it went off his glove. Safe at home, his bats. Everybody's going to be safe. Seahorse was probably going to go home with it. Instead, it's going to be an error, and the first run of the game comes through the plate. Will bats in to score 1-0 Chinooks here in the first.
That's a tough break there for Seahorse, just trying to make the play, tried to do too much, just lost his footing, ended up getting nobody instead. Tough break.
Seahorse would have at least had home. They might have been able to double up first. Instead, it's still bases loaded, a run across, and still just 1 out. Here's the first pitch to the next hitter in the order. It's Colby Ferris, a little blooper out the center, but caught by J.D. Urso in shallow center, a big out. And Seahorse is just 1 away from getting out of it. Now to the plate is going to be the 7th inning, Joe Brazil.
And batting, first baseman, number 8, Joe Brazil.
Mullins thought about going there at third, too, for a second. Just wasn't too confident with Urso's arm.
Mullins has good speed down at third, but Urso made that play. Nice play ranging out into short center field. And had the Miners had the infield in there with the bases loaded, 1 out, that ball drops, and that's going to score 2. Instead, they had him back and him played perfectly. Joe Brazil to the plate, trying to give the Chinooks an additional run or 2. First pitch is popped straight up in the air. Thompson mask off, running towards the dugout, and it's just going to get out of play. Able to get it, and it's 0-1. Action continues for the Miners in the bullpen. Santerre's still throwing, so it'll be interesting to see what happens if Seahorse makes it out of this inning, whether they'll continue to stick with him or maybe they'll bring in the left-hander Santerre from Delta Community College in California.
I think right now the end of this inning is going to be Seahorse's real resume as to whether or not he's going to be given a chance to stay in this game. Already given up 1. Can you minimize the damages that you created?
Here it comes on 0-1. Missed away, 1-1. Seahorse facing Brazil on deck would be the catcher, Matt Magno. Miners would be happy to get out of this inning with just 1 run scored. It's really only been 1 hard hit ball. That was the leadoff hitter, Will Batts, going straight back up the middle. Besides that, it's been a couple of walks and an error on the tapper back to the mound. 1-1. Fastball missed low, and Seahorse has gone 2-1.
Only been 1 hit, but that's exactly what pesky baseball is with this Chinook squad. They're going to get on pretty frequently with their speed and how smart they play. You just can't let them beat you by you making your own mistakes.
Seahorse sets now. He's at 2-1 on Joe Brazil, and he missed up and in, and it's gone 3-1. And now Santerre is starting to throw more rapidly down in the pen, this time off the mound, not just catching and throwing. This could be Seahorse's last batter if he walks him.
Could be a very short day for Christian Seahorse.
Sets now. He's at 3-1 on Joe Brazil. Here it comes. Swung on and popped straight up in the air. Mask off Thompson, heading back to the backstop. Does he have room? No, he does not. Just ran out of room. Almost got the inning-ending pop-up. That would have been a big bailout play. Instead, it's going to be full, and the runners will be in motion here.
Brazil at the plate, also not one of the most imposing bats in this lineup. Only 2 for 14 over the last week. Not necessarily seeing it the best recently, but all it takes is one at-bat to start turning that around.
Chinooks looking for more runs. They got one here. 3-2, 2 away in the first. Runners will be on the move. Here's the pitch. Just off the plate. And John Mark Mullins is going to come in to score on the walk. Jogging down to first is Brazil. That's the second run for the Chinooks. It's 2-0 here in the first.
Tough break for the Miners right now. Really can't seem to buy anything on their side.
As Matt Magno coming to the plate now. 2-0. Not insurmountable, but they really got to get this out here. Additional runs are going to just shoot their hopes. Seahorse from the set. Matt Magno, the Northwood University catcher in. First pitch. Fastball. Called strike on the outside edge. He's gone ahead 0-1. Magno. We haven't seen him at catcher in a bit. He's back behind the plate tonight, trying to provide something for the squad. Magno over the past 2 games, 2 for 9 on his line as he takes a breaking ball low there. Magno evened at 1-1 now. On the year for Matt Magno, he's hitting 170. He's got a couple of RBIs to his plate, 9 for 53. Seahorse sets the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and hit high in the air into deep left center field. Heading back, Ferreira still running, and he makes the catch. What a play, Mike Ferreira. Crashing into the fence, Mike Ferreira going deep into the left center field gap to take extra bases away from Matt Magno. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Miners trying to get those runs back, and we'll be back here from Herman Brothers Field in just a bit.
Miners, your shortstop, number 3.
We're back here in the valley as Zach Sundine toes the mound. For the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks, his defensive alignment behind him, Hayden Keller in left, Will Batts in center, Colby Ferris in right. Pete Fullerton at third, John Mark Mullins at short, Cal Campbell at second, Joe Brazil at first, and Matt Magno behind the plate. David Bermudez, the first minor to step to the plate. Shortstop, batting right-handed. Yes, first pitch he sees, strike one on the outside edge called. Sundyne, obviously his best strength is that control. Goes 0-1 here. Bermudez swings and lines one over a jumping Pete Fullerton into left field. So Bermudez finally gets a hard hit ball, not at someone, and there's a leadoff single. Bermudez has been absolutely smoking the ball over the past week as he has been struggling to find holes in the defense, but there's a leadoff single.
All it takes is a lucky break. Pretty hard to be able to put the ball where the defenders aren't. Not everybody's Pete Rose out here, but Bermudez getting a good break that time and hopefully getting an early response here.
Casey Rother to the plate now as he takes ball one. Rother 2 for 6 yesterday, a couple of RBI singles to his name. Looking to continue success today. Bermudez over at first. As that pitch is outside, 2-0 to Casey Rother, the Lehigh University product. Rother on the year hitting even .333. And most notably to his name, he's got 8 doubles on the year. He's in a 2-0 count now. Hitter friendly count. Here it is. Breaking ball over the outside edge. Strike one. Sundyne really dots it up. He has a slider and a curveball, and he uses both to his advantage.
It's always interesting to watch a pitcher like Sundyne. Definitely not as much velocity as some of the other pitchers that we see on the mound in the ABL, but
3-1 now.
His breaking ability is no doubt some of the best in the league.
Casey Rother in a really favorable count now. He's at 3-1.
See if he'll be aggressive and attack with a favorable count.
And he does not, as that pitch goes wide to the Miners. First couple base runners here in the bottom of the first aboard, and Nick Sorelli. We haven't seen him in the 3-hole much this year. He's in now, the left-handed batter against the left-handed Sundyne. 2 on, none out.
So far, Miners giving a pretty equal response to what they were on the receiving end of in the top of this inning. Single walk was exactly how it started the last inning.
Nick Sorelli, the first baseman who's been so good lately. On the year up to 294. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Sorelli, 10 walks to 13 strikeouts. He's walked a ton. He's been very valuable for the Miners.
And a lot of those walks have come more recently as well, really balancing out those numbers.
8 walks over the past week or so. He sits at 0-1. Sundyne checking the runner. Here it is. And it missed away with the breaking ball. Sorelli on the year has a .451 slugging as well to go along with an .870 OPS. Sorelli had a hit and a walk in yesterday's game. Looking to do some damage here, Nick Sorelli. He sits at 1-1. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball and a called strike at the knees. 1-2.
That one's a tough one to go either way. Sorelli, no real fault for taking that one pretty low, but now he is going to have to pay the price and be behind 1-2.
Looking to create some damage. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and grounded to second. Up with it is Campbell. He'll go to Mullins. The turnover to first is in time. And just like that, 2 outs in the inning. Over to third is Bermudez, but that will go down as a 4-6-3 double play. Campbell, Mullins, Brazil. And 2 away now for the cleanup hitter in the form of Tyler Rando.
Now batting, your designated hitter number 43.
Rando
Tyler
really
Rando
needs to get a hit here. His team down early. They always seem to play better when they're rallying back, but anytime you wait when you're already down is more time they can add to their lead.
Sorelli grounds into that double play as now Rando takes ball 1. Tyler Rando at the dish. On the year hitting .226. He's got 7 hits in 31 at-bats. He's knocked in 5 runs. Still looking for that first home run. Rando. And now, here's the pitch, and it missed. Ball 2, 2-0 on Rando. His isolated power numbers, if you want to look at the analytical numbers, he's at .65 right now, which is about run-of-the-mill in the Alaska Baseball League. Maybe a tick better.
hard to be at the 175 of Casey Rothers, but right now Rothers on the bench, so this is Rando's show.
He takes a fastball, top of the zone, strike one. It's at 2-1 on Tyler Rando. Here it comes. Swung on and bounced to the left side. Over, up with it is Fullerton at third. He'll go to first. Throws low, but picked up by Brazil after the throw was in the dirt. And the Miners out of it here in the first. They threaten with a couple to lead off the inning, but can't bring him around. We'll head to the second. Chinooks 2, Miners none. And we'll be back in just a bit here from the Valley. Welcome back as we begin the second inning. Cal Campbell to the plate for the Chinooks as first pitch is popped straight up in the air. Rother moving into foul ground is his ball, calling off Thompson. He'll make the catch. One pitch, one out. Seahorse back out for a second inning of work as gets the first out there.
And Seahorse definitely had his fair share of struggles in that first inning, but the longer they could keep them out there without any repercussions, the better for their bullpens. You never really rush to try and want to put one of your better arms back into the rotation instead of getting them a rest.
Now Will Batts, who squares the bunt here, pulls back. Ball one. Batts singled and scored in that first inning. It was a good first inning for the Chinooks, scratching across a couple and was almost more as Matt Magno lined one deep into the left center field gap, but Mike Ferreira ranged back and made the play. 1-0 here on Batts. Swung on and grounded to second. Urso up with it. He'll go over to first. Nick Sorelli gets it. 4-3 ground out and 2 quick outs here for the Chinooks in the second. Exactly what the doctor ordered if you're Christian Seahorse. A couple of quick outs after a long first inning.
Well, after facing 8 batters in the first inning, 2 down in the first 2 definitely feels like a nice turnaround.
As now it'll be John Mark Mullins with 2 away and nobody on. Tomorrow the Chinooks have a non-league game. They play the American Legion All-Stars actually at home at 7 p.m. as the first pitch is low to John Mark Mullins. Miners trying to get out of the second cleanly.
Mullins, one of the 2 runs to come across in that first inning, the other being Batts, who's already gone down in this inning.
1-0 misses up and away. It's gone 2-0 on John Mark Mullins. Walked in the first inning. Came around to score as well.
May be able to do the same here. Seahorse trying to regain control.
Here's the 2-0. Swung on and slapped out of play. 2-1. Mullins is able to score on that walk. It was a walk issued to Joe Brazil that brought him in. Brazil got the RBI on the walk. 2-1 on John Mark Mullins. Your sets, here it comes. Fastball fouled back to the screen, so he's even it up now, 2-2. Miners, like I said, coming in, sit at 12-6, so regardless of result of this game, they'll be still in first, but with a win, they'd move 3 games ahead of first as Chinooks sit 2 games behind them, but with a loss, they'd move to just 1 game in first place.
And it's not just all about the standings for these teams. Right now, this is the only squad the Miners have a losing record to on the year.
As that ball is shot back up the middle, it's off Seahorse. Rother on the charge. He won't get it. It'll be Seahorse to pick it up. Easily safe at first as Mullins. As Seahorse took a shot there. And Tyler LeBron out of the dugout. And Christian Seahorse motioning him back. He says, don't even come out here. I'm fine. Seahorse appears to be fine. I shouldn't say appears. He is fine according to his own gesture. But
number 12, Hayden
now
Keller.
stepping to the plate. Be the 3-hitter in the order, Hayden Keller.
More than likely just took a bit of a shot near the back. Luckily nothing major for Seahorse, and now he gets another chance to put this inning away.
1 on, 2 away. As Lance Santerra is back to warming up in the pen. He paused when the Miners were at the plate, but now he's back and going. Hayden Keller to the plate. First pitch, runner takes off. Is Mullins. Start out at second base. Is not in time. Mullins swiped second base there. He got a good jump. It was a good throw by the catcher Thompson. Just not in time. And John Mark Mullins able to swipe that bag. It will go down as his 6th stolen base of the year. The Chinook team loves to run. He's only been caught stealing twice. Right there. Able to showcase some speeds. And our runner in scoring position. Still 2 away, Hayden Keller. A 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back. It's going to be 1-1.
Right there, he's just lucky. It was looked like a nice throwaway pitch just to get into the kickoff, but Thompson's throw, which was on line, just wasn't there in time.
Seahorse from the set. Here's the 1-1. Fastball, swing and a miss. Rearing that one back and throwing it by him. It's 1-2. Miners would love to get out of this inning unscathed after a 2-out single by John Mark Mullins. Keller back in, the lefty, waving the bat over the plate. Here's the 1-2. Missed away with the fastball. It's 2-2. Other action around the ABL. The Peninsula Oilers in the 6th inning lead the Anchorage Bucks by a score of 1-0. So Oilers trying to take that series. It's tied 2-2, the finale tonight. Here's the 2-2, and it missed away with a fastball. Seahorse has gone full on Hayden Keller, who struck out on a 3-2 pitch in the first.
And that was after he had extended that at-bat. When he gets into these full count situations, does seem to get a bit more aggressive and antsy chasing balls.
Seahorse sets the 3-2. Called strike 3. At the knees. Hayden Keller thought he had ball 4. Instead, he's rung up on strikes for the 2nd time tonight. We'll head to the bottom of the 2nd. Miners looking for some runs, and we'll be back from the Valley in just a few moments. We're ready to start the bottom of the second inning, and so is Aaron Walters striding to the plate for his first at-bat of the game. Aaron Walters, the fifth hitting right fielder. To the plate, on deck will be Sam Thompson, and in the hole, left fielder Mike Ferreira. Lefty on lefty matchup, Zach Sundine out for his second inning of work. Here's the first pitch, and it missed inside. Sundine falls behind 1-0, and this isn't exactly something we've seen from Sundine before. He's fallen behind out of 3 of the 5 hitters now. Usually, big control specialist as there's ball in the outside corner, strike 1. 1-1. Here on Aaron Walters, who came up with a big hit last night. Broke a tie in the 7th. He hit 3-2 minors with an RBI single as a breaking ball here. Slash through the right side. Base hit into right field. Past the diving Joe Brazil. Over at first base. It's a leadoff single for Aaron Walters. Here to start the bottom of the second.
And man, could he use that. So could his whole squad. Really just coming along better. As the year is going on, his OPS is now increased. Was sitting at 570 before today.
Walters looking to get it going with the bat, and you know it's there. He hit so well at Angelo State this spring. Sam Thompson, the right-handed hitting catcher next to the plate. First pitch here is grounded left side, deep in the hole. Mullins up with it. He's going to go to first with it, and Thompson is going to be safe. Go down as an infield single for Sam Thompson on a ground ball to the left side of the infield. First pitch swinging, and Thompson, who's been swinging it a lot better recently, had a couple of hits yesterday, comes up with a hit there.
Number 36, Mike
You could tell from that hustle alone, he was not about to let that be thrown out for any outs on that hit.
Mike Ferreira to the plate. Miners' second consecutive inning with 2 on and none out. We'll see if they can take advantage of it this time. Opportunity went by the wayside with first and second, nobody out in the first as Nick Sorelli grounded into a double play. And then now recorded by Tyler Rando as first pitch here. Ferreira, a little tap, we're over to third. Fullerton tags the bag, goes across the diamond to first, and another double play. Mirroring each other, double play with first and second. This time, runner safe at second. Runner is out at third and first. 2 away, Josh Mrozek to the plate. Ferreira unable to get on there, and now Josh Mrozek. Last chance for the Miners here in the second as they don't want to let 2 prime opportunities from Sundine go by the wayside. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, ball 1 inside. Thompson over at second. Not really being held on by the Chinook defense. Miners already with 3 hits in this game. Still the goose egg on the scoreboard. Mrozek trying to change it. Here's the pitch. And it is a ball just missed away. 2-0.
I think whenever Mrozek is really taking balls, that's when he's at his best self. Explained that in the game last night, he really didn't seem like he was timing up his balls the best. Maybe he's seeing it a bit better tonight.
Center fielder Will Batch shaded into right center field. There is a giant gap in left center as that pitch misses way away, ball 3. And the left fielder, Hayden Keller, is way in. So there is a giant gap in left center field right now for Mrozek and near the left field wall as well. Anything really to relatively normal left field is going to be a tough play for Keller. Here's the pitch on 3-0, and it's a called strike at the knee, so Mrozek goes 3-1.
And Mrozek definitely has the ability to put it in that field. He doesn't like to necessarily line out. When he makes good contact, it can go deep, similar to Ricky Nunez. A lot of dormant power.
3-1 to Josh Mrozek. Here it comes. Check swing. Did he go around? No, he did not. And Josh Mrozek with a 2-out walk on a check swing did not go around. So Mrozek's aboard. First and second, 2 away. And one of the hottest hitting Miners at the plate in the form of J.D. Urso.
J.D. Urso.
Urso would love to get a knock here and score a run. He scored a couple of runs of his own last night. Urso on the year up to a 240 batter. He's really come around recently.
286 in the last week alone, too. As Urso has 4 hits in the last 14 at-bats.
First pitch is a fastball, called strike. Looked a bit away, but called, and it's 0-1. Urso, University of Tampa. I said before, he plays under his dad at that prestigious University of Tampa baseball program at the Division II level.
And they get plenty of pro help in training as well. It's something we were both talking to him about, the amount of pros they have come through and train with them.
As it's gone 0-2 as he takes a breaking ball at the knees, so a tough count now for Urso on Zach Sundine. Runner over at first is Morozic. Tons of speed at second. It's Sam Thompson, who's pretty athletic as a catcher. Outfield playing. Urso pretty much straight up. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Urso goes down on strikes, and that'll end it here in the second. Miners threaten once again, but do not score. We'll head to the third. Miners 0, Chinooks 2, and we'll be back in just a few moments from the Valley. Welcome back to Herman Brothers Field as we are ready to start the third inning of action. As we like to give a quick PSA from Alaska Railroad. The Alaska Railroad would like to remind our friends and neighbors, wherever you see tracks, always expect a train. Stay safe around trains and tracks. Look, listen, and live. As we start the third inning, Christian Seahorse still on the mound as looks like maybe the warming up down in the bullpen between Santerre and Nakamura is over, at least for now. Christian Seahorse is going to get a chance to face Pete Fullerton. Fullerton walked his first time up. Love to get across here as he looks to start the Chinook third. Seahorse sets, here it comes. Fastball grounded hard, but foul up the first base line.
Fullerton got all the way around to third. Was just oh so short of coming home and putting that third run across, but stopped and left on base in the first inning.
0-1 here on Pete Fullerton. Here it is. Swung on and grounded pretty much same spot up the first baseline. Foul ball. The seatbelt is the biggest assist your car can give you. Be a team player, wear your seatbelt, arrive alive. This message is brought to you by the Alaska Highway Safety Office. Pete Fullerton battles now down 0-2. Seahorse looking to put him away. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back out of play. So Seahorse still in an 0-2 fight. Seahorse, a couple of punch outs on the day, both coming against Hayden Keller. Fullerton trying to reach here. He's been a mainstay in the middle of this Chinook lineup.
A major sign of growth, though, is no walks in that last inning for Christian Seahorse.
As the fastball misses away, 1-2. Still fans arriving into the seats here at Herman Brothers. I mean, it is a really nice crowd to watch the first place Miners do battle.
Battle atop the ABL.
As there's a swing and a miss on an outside fastball from Seahorse. Down swinging Pete Fullerton. Seahorse's third punch out of the game, and now it'll send Johnny Graham to the dish.
Well, it's no doubt that Christian's more confident right now. Starting off the game, whenever you get walks before you get your first strikeout, it's always a bit of a shakeup. Now he seems to really be getting his footing on the mound.
Seahorse trying to navigate through a third inning. He'll face Graham right now. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball just a bit up to Graham. It's ball 1.
Graham collected an RBI last time he was up on that air with Seahorse, unable to field the ball right to him.
As this pitch is swung on, hit fairly deep down the left field line, but that's going to get out of play. 0-2 now. Colby Ferris, the right fielder, sits in the on-deck circle. 1-1 here for Christian Seahorse. Miners, much more of a straight-up defensive team, not as much shifting with this win streak. Has to be doing something as that pitch is taken low. 2-1.
Graham, over the last week, 6 strikeouts, no walks. This could be his first in a while. But right now, Seahorse looking to add that 7th strikeout to his name.
There's a breaking ball. It just missed off the outside edge. So Seahorse down 3-1 in the count. As Graham looks to reach with 1 out. He sets. Here it is, 3-1. Fastball up and away. There's a 1-out walk for Johnny Graham. Is now with 1 on, 1 out. Colby Ferris, the right fielder, come to the plate from Tarleton State University.
Tough break for Seahorse there. His 4th of the game. 2 1/3 inning. Right now, he is just focused on getting the next man up. Gonna try to ignore the traffic around him, as he's had to deal with it already.
Colby Ferris into the box now. First pitch swung on, and there is a sword on the fastball. Half swing. It's 0-1.
And that's always when Seahorse is at his best, when he is 1 or 2 pitches ahead and you have to follow his stuff. You're not going to have a hard time keeping up.
0-1. Check swing on a breaking ball. Call the ball. No appeal down to the umpire. It's 1-1. We've seen Ferris all over this lineup for the Chinooks, but he stayed steady. He's playing in right field pretty much every day. Texas native, here's the pitch. Swung on and popped straight up in the air behind the plate. Off with the mask goes Thompson. Still backpedaling, and it's going to get out of play. It'll be 1-2 next on Colby Ferris.
Lucky break that time.
Now we have some new throwing in the pen. It's Santerre back up again. Kind of just soft tossing with Nakamura. I mean, regardless of how well Seahorse pitches through this inning, I mean, his pitch count is getting up there.
Absolutely, and there's no doubt that he's not necessarily going to have the durability that Will Johnson had in his last game. But the longer he can take him and bounce back into this game, it's going to be well appreciated from those in the bullpen and the other ones around him.
Runner half taking off there, and then he went back as that pitch is fouled away. The runner over at first took off a little bit and decided to go back. A little bit of a deep move by Johnny Graham. Joe Brazil would be next. 2-2. Colby Ferris. Seahorse sets. Checks the runner over at first. Back in safely is the runner Graham.
I mentioned before, good attendance here at the ballpark. Crowd seems pretty quiet right now. There always is the crowd right below us behind home plate that loves the heckle as this one gets away.
And advancing up to second will be Graham. No throw down to second as that pitch in the dirt just skipped away from Thompson. Now Seahorse in danger of another walk. He's back to it now. 3-2. Here it comes. And it missed up, or actually, rather that was 2-2, not 3-2. So now it's 3-2.
No, you were just announcing in the future.
Oh wait, maybe it was. I think I had it right the first time. It is a walk. As that was 4 balls, and Tyler LeBrun is going to take a slow stroll out to the mound, and he's going to go to the left-hander Santerre. We're going to have a pitching change here from Herman Brothers Field. First and second, with one away, is what left-hander Lance Santerre will inherit. And we will come back in just a few moments from the Valley. New pitcher on for the Miners. It's left-hander Lance Santerre, who inherits a fairly tough situation. 2 on, 1 out. Santerre's last appearance came in the game that was shortened by rain on Wednesday. A win over the Oilers. He was in a lot of trouble, but was able to work 4 scoreless innings with 5 strikeouts as the first pitch misses up from Santerre. His first couple of starts weren't as good. His ERA was over 10 actually, but he was able to knock it down with that start. Santerre looking to work out of a jam here, out of the pen. It's first of the year. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled away. Santerre's gone 1-1. Delta Community College. He's from Biggs, California. Joe Brazil, threat at the plate for the Chinooks. Santerre would love a strikeout right now. Infield not really playing too much for the double play. Kind of shaded up the middle, but not too much. 1 is inside, and it's 2-1 as it's starting to get a little bit of overcast. As it's cooled off a little bit here. Hopefully no rain coming. It's definitely cooled off here from Herman Brothers Field.
Not necessarily chilly here in the Valley, but definitely a little bit darker. Not helping a lot of our viewers at home right now with these cameras.
As the first pitch, 2-1 pitch is popped straight up in the air. Sorelli charging, and he's going to field it, making the play. 20 feet in front of home plate, Nick Sorelli gloves it. It's a pop out, and Now two-way Matt Magno. The last shot for the Chinooks. His first at bat, he gave one a ride to deep left center, but Mike Ferreira ran it down in the gap to prevent any additional scoring.
Magno.
Matt Magno. So the plate is, this game's taking a bit. We are over an hour of game time on the day, as there's still another out to be handled here in the top of the third. 2 on, 2 out. Matt Magno. First pitch is inside. Santerre falls behind 1-0. Miners trying to work around damage. Keep that 2-0. Next team has been the only team in the EBL to have the Miners numbers so far, leading the season series 3-2. 1-0 pitch from Santerre. Fastball just missed, 2-0. Santerre in a bit of a dangerous count now to Matt Magno. Right-handed batter. Just swinging here at the plate. Santerre finally collects his sign. Here it comes. Check swing, went around. I think it would have been a strike anyway. It is strike 1 to Magno. Central Ohio. Northwood University in Central Michigan. 2-1 to Magno. Santerre at the set. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Up and away. A long swing in air for Matt Magno, as now the count is even at 2.
And he's really come into this game and announced his presence so far. Santerre getting that first pop out. Another strikeout could really slam the door on some confidence for Matt Magno.
2-2 for Santerre now. Here it comes. Swung on and hit up the first baseline. Sorelli fields it in fair territory, but he can't glove it. The throw to first, not in time. Throw to the plate is not in time either. How about that base running for the Chinooks? Johnny Graham coming around to score on a inconspicuous ground ball over to Sorelli that he knocked down but couldn't find it. Threw it to Santerre at first. The runner Magno was safe, and Johnny Graham trucking it around third, never stopped running. It's 3-0 Chinooks.
Now batting, second baseman number 20, Cal
And
Campbell.
believe that may go down as an error for the Miners.
That will be, yeah, that'll definitely be an error. Miners' second error of the day, and coming into the day, they hadn't been averaging that many errors a game, just over 1. They had 19 and 18 games coming in, but today with 2 in just the first 3 innings. There's still a threat at the plate in the form of Cal Campbell. He popped out his first time. He's had 1-0 in the count.
That's 2 errors that both created runs as well.
Here's the pitch, and it missed inside. Santerre's fallen behind 2-0. Miners gave up 2 in the first, 1 here in the third, and you could say really in both innings without those errors, and this game could still be tied at 0. Seelhorst in the first, the bases loaded, at a tapper back to the mound, tried to go home with it, but slipped and fell, and there was no outs. He might have been able to get it 2-3, as there's a sliding stop down there at third base by Casey Rother. What a play, and that's going to end the inning. So Casey Rother helps Lance Santerre out of additional damage in the jam. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Miners trail 3-0 here from Herman Brothers Field. We'll be back in just a few moments. We're back here as we start the bottom of the third. David Bermudez, who singled
Leading out for
sharply into
Miners,
left
your
field his
shortstop,
first
number
at-bat
3,
to the plate.
David
Miners
Bermudez.
first and second with nobody out there first couple of innings, but a couple of ground ball double plays erased really any chance of runs. So Bermudez trying to get on here to start the third, hoping for some more luck and staying out of the double plays. Not a huge threat of rain in the area right now. It's just really overcast as that ball is shot deep down the right field line and actually hit right in front of the bullpen. Guys in the bullpen sitting down there didn't move at all either. It's 0-1. 68 degrees right now in Palmer. Overcast as we get a little bit more chilly tonight. 64 by 10 p.m. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and a little tapper up the third baseline. Fullerton on the field on a big hop. He'll go 5-3, put out. Ground out, rather, for the Chinooks, and that'll start here in the third, as now to be Casey Rother, third baseman, to the plate.
Rother made that impressive defensive play to get out of the last inning, seeing if he can translate that into some solid offense as well.
Got a shot right here. 3 on, 1 out. Rother. 1 home run on the year, obviously got his second one taken away that game against the Oilers on Wednesday as he grounds this one over to third. Fullerton scoops it up again, throw across the diamond low, but in time. All of his throws have been low, but Joe Brazil over at first base making nice plays. 1 pitch, 1 out, ground out 5-3. 2 quick outs for the Miners. It's going to be Nick Sorelli coming in to play next.
Even though they're low, you can tell the chemistry that Brazil has between him and Fullerton. He's well aware that it's going to be a bit low. They have done this plenty of times before. He's had no real issues scooping that up.
Sorelli now in, 2 away. First pitch is in the dirt. 1-0 rather. Sorelli grounded into a double play. 4-6-3 in the first. If you were to reach, it'd be Tyler Rando sitting in the on deck circle. For the Chinooks, it's 3 runs on just 2 hits, no errors for the Miners. No runs, 3 hits, 2 errors. Sorelli in a 1-0 count. Here it is. Breaking ball swung on and flown down the left field line. Drew off the foul, or off the wall in foul territory. Actually hit that one a long way. That's a carry under it. But anyhow, it's 1-1.
Sorelli hasn't gotten a home run since the 2 he had a while ago against the Chinooks.
There's a ball, 2-1 to Sorelli. Sun starting to peek a little bit out of the clouds now, maybe a little bit of sunshine. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hammered back up the middle. That is a strong line drive off the bat of Nick Sorelli. It's a base hit into center field with 2 outs. So Miners get a run here with 2 away, and now it's Tyler Rando, designated hitter slot today. Batting cleanup is coming to the plate now.
Using to go down early, or easy, is Sorelli.
First pitch from Sundine misses away. Is it on your hotspot?
Yeah, it's been fine.
Now it's bad.
It just shit the bed.
It's now 1-0 to Rando. Breaking ball. Called strike on the outside edge. 1-1. Rando, right-handed hitting catcher. 1-1 is swung on and hit down to third. Fullerton up with it again. He'll go the short way to second base. Cal Campbell on the receiving end. That'll end it here in the third for the Miners. We'll head to the fourth. 3-0 Chinooks here in the Valley, and we'll be back in just a few moments. Welcome back as we start the top of the fourth. We're experiencing some technical issues right now from Herman Brothers Field, so if you can still hear us, thank you for your patience and sticking with us. We hope to have it up and running soon. Counts 1 and 2 on Will Batts. Lead off Chinook. Here's the pitch, and it goes behind him, actually. Mullins, switch hitter, batting for the right side this time. Good chance to face Santerre. Santerre from the line. First pitch. Swung on and hit up and out of play. 0-1 here on John Mark Mullins. Miners trail 3-0 as we play here in the fourth. They've actually doubled the Chinooks hits. Just no action on the run column for the Miners yet. 3 for the Chinooks. See a 1. Stop. 1-1. Mullins back in. Here it comes. Breaking ball called, strike 2. Santerre able to spin up that slider. 1-2. Mullins trying to find a way to get on as that pitch is not going to count. Calling time before the pitch was the umpire, so still going to be 1-2 here on John Mark Mullins. Santerre winds, fires, swung on and hit over a jumping J.D. Urso into right center field. There's a 1-out single for John Mark Mullins as he's been all over the bases today. A couple of hits, 2 singles, and a walk to his name. Also scored a run, and now stepping up play, it's going to be Hayden Keller. At this point, maybe try the Wi-Fi. I don't know.
It's,
Ooh. As that pitch is going to come inside, and it's going to hit Keller on the back. Hayden Keller hit inside with the fastball. That doesn't feel good. Straight in the middle of the back. 2 on, 1 out.
Doesn't feel good, but that's a pretty hard-earned base. I'm sure his teammates appreciate it.
Number 7, Pate Fullerton.
Now 2 on, 1 out. Pate Fullerton to the plate. Fullerton looking to drive in a run here. Chinooks already have 3 on the board, looking for more. First pitch. Fastball, strike 1, got it over on 1. Fullerton trying to produce now. As now it appears maybe some of our issues on our end, technical-wise, have been resolved. Hope it remains that way for the rest of the game. Sorry about that hold up. Appreciate all of you for your patience as it's going 0-2 here on Pate Fullerton. Fullerton left-handed batter in. Walked and struck out today. Here's the 0-2 from Santerre. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Fullerton put away on strikes. Lance Santerre. Lance's his first batter of the game, and now the last help for the Chinooks to put runs on the board. It's Johnny Graham with first and second.
Graham's gotten on twice today already, once by error and once by walk. He's gotten on in untraditional ways, but so far it's worked out for him. Came all the way around that last time as well to become that 3rd run of the game.
Right-handed batter Graham in. Here's the first pitch. Runner takes off for 3rd, and catching him napping. Catching Santerre napping, rather, was John Mark Mullins, who swipes his 2nd bag of the game. He was just teetering off second base and took off right away. Got in there without a throw, standing up. First and 3rd now. 2 away. 1-0 count. Runner takes off for 2nd now as that pitch is fouled up the first base line. Chinooks team loves to run. And No exception, Hayden Graham, who's stolen 3 bases over his past 4 games, taken off there, but not to be. It'll be 1-1. 1-1 count. Johnny Graham trying to find a hole in the defense. It's already 3-0 Chinooks. Trying to add additional insurance runs for starter Zach Sundine, who has a lot of run through 3 as Santerre steps off, and now we'll go back in.
Miners' defense really getting worn out through these first 4 innings.
Here's the pitch, swung on and grounded to Bermudez at short. He'll go the short way to Urso, who gloves it. That'll go down as a 6-4 ground out, and that'll end things here in the 4th inning. Chinooks threaten, do not score. Led to the bottom of the 4th. Miners looking for some runs of their own, and we'll be back here at Herman Brothers Field in just a few minutes. Aaron Walters set to lead off for the Miners as we start the bottom of the 4th. Walters' second at-bat of the game. Was able to reach first base in the 2nd inning, 1 for 1 as he watches a breaking ball, strike 1 there. Zach Sundine's worked through 3 scoreless innings. He'll face 5, 6, 7.
And there's that real breaking action that makes Sundine so dangerous.
As he grounds this one softly over to the second baseman, Kyle Campbell. Throw it in time over to first. That's a 4-3 ground out. And 1 away. Here is Sam Thompson, who singled deep in the hole his first time. Infield single to the plate. Thompson on the year. He ran around the Mendoza line, 8 for 39. Thompson in now. Here's the first offering. Swung on and hit back up the middle, but it's fielded by Mullins. He'll go 6-3. That's a ground out. John Mark Mullins to Joe Brazil. 2 quick outs here for the Miners in the 4th, and it's Mike Ferreira to the dish now. Ferreira grounded into a double play his first time. It went 5 to 3 on the double play. A ground ball over to the third baseman. Fullerton tagged the bag, went to Brazil.
And that really stymied their momentum after 2 singles in that inning. Ferreira hoping to do something on his own now.
There's a pitch up and away. It's gone 1-0 on Ferreira, who's had his struggles this year, trying to break out of it. 115 for the Miners as he now goes 2-0 in the count against Sundine. And Sundine, if you were able to get Ferreira here, he'd go 11 straight innings of scoreless ball against these Miners. Lines now. Here it comes. Breaking ball missed up and away, so he's gone 3-0 on Ferreira. Josh Morozic is due on deck if it gets to him. Oilers, Peninsula Oilers, in other action around the ABL, are leading the Anchorage Bucks 4-0 in the 9th inning as Sundine pours over a strike there, 3-1. So, assuming the Oilers hold on, they will get the series victory over the Bucks as there's a fastball fouled out of play. It's gone 3-2, a full count on Mike Ferreira. That would move the Oilers' record up to 5-12. They certainly have had their struggles this year, but that would go a long way. It would make their record in their last 6 games even at a 3-3 record as Ferreira walks down to first base and gets a 2-out walk. Josh Mrozik coming to play now. The loss, if the Bucks were to take it, will they drop to 9-8? The Anchorage Glacier Pilots, after playing the Miners last night, are off today, so they're going to stick in 4th regardless.
And after that, Ferreira keeps this from becoming a 1-2-3 inning. Neither side conceding a 1-2-3 yet.
As Josh Mrozik cracks this one into left center field. That's going to split the outfielders. Keller up with it. He's going to get into the infield. Stop sign over at 3rd for Ferreira. He'll hold up there. But how about Josh Mrozik? A 2-out double. A ringing double at that. Hayden Keller did an excellent job to cut that one off before it got to the fence in the gap. So now the Miners another scoring chance now. J.D. Urso with runners on 2nd and 3rd and 2 away here in the 4th.
Well, they've been given a gift by Mrozik. Ferreira doesn't have the speed to come all the way home on that last one, but now 2 in scoring position. J.D. Urso hoping to get some more RBIs, only 1 in the previous week to go to his name.
Urso stepping to the plate, trying to find a hole in this defense. Urso, first pitch, breaking ball, called strike at the knees. Urso's falling behind 1-0, or 0-1 rather.
Went down swinging his last time up here today against Sundyne.
Urso back into the box. Sundyne looks in. A 0-1 count. Here it comes. Swung on and hit back up the middle, or rather, more over to the shortstop Mullins. He'll go 6-3, and the Miners leave a couple aboard here to end the 4th. We'll head to the 5th. The Miners have had plenty of chances, but still a goose egg on the scoreboard, and we'll be back here from the Valley in just a few moments. Welcome back as we start the 5th inning. Lance Santerre back out for another inning of work. He's worked an inning and 2/3 so far. Gave up an inherited run, didn't go to his tally. So he's sitting at 1-0 on the batter at the plate, Colby Ferris, who shoots that one out of play. It's 1-1. Ferris, right-handed batter. Trying to find a way to get one in play. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball. Missed up. 2-1.
So far, Santerre hasn't had any real issues walking batters, aside from that hit by pitch, but that being one of the only oddities standing out.
That ball shot down the right field line, but back out of play. 2-2 count.
Santerre's really come into this game with authority. No real presence on the pace path since he's entered the game.
He winds. Here on 2-2. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Lance Santerre, second punch out of the game. Down swinging Colby Ferris. And Now coming to the plate for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks is going to be Joe Brazil.
Now batting, first baseman number 8, Joe Brazil.
Looking to become another runner aboard with one out. The Chinooks seemingly have had that all night. First out made in the inning, and then somehow get a runner with one on, one out. As Santerra's first pitch is popped up into foul ground. Long run. Nick Sorelli still going, but that's going to drift out of play.
We've seen Sorelli hustle for those balls so many times throughout the season here at Harmon Brothers, but so far I don't know if we've seen him get one. It's bound to happen eventually.
Sorelli does hustle over there, but unable to get that one. Counts it at 0-1. Here's the wind and the offering. Breaking ball called strike 2 on the outside edge. Maybe a slider there from Santerra. 0-2.
Got some nice movement back into the zone. Just really slipped at the last second. Nice bite to it.
Santerra looks in. He's got what he wants. Here it is. Misses up and away. Santerra has gone 2-2. Miner's just hoping for a clean 5th. Turn over to a batting order that has had plenty of chances today, but still no runs. Comes the 1-2. Swung on and hammered straight up in the air. Pretty deep left field. Ferreira going back, but he'll have room as he settles under it near the line. In the second out of the inning, Santerra bucks the trend of one-out base runners. It's now with 2 away. It's going to send Matt Magno to the dish.
And Brazil's going to go out there. Made sure that they thought about it before they put him down, though. That ringing shot almost had enough. Luckily, Ferreira underneath of it. And now 2 away. Santerra looking to make it a 1-2-3 inning. The first 1-2-3 inning we'd see for either side so far today.
As Magno swings at that one, half swing, and tips it foul, so it's going to be 0-1. No activity in the minor pen. Santerra trying to work through a scoreless 5th. Here it comes. 0-1. Thought about it, did not go around. It's going to be 1-1. Magno on the day flew out to left. It was a deep drive and then reached on an error by the first baseman Sorelli on the play that allowed the runner Johnny Graham to score as the 1-1 is dribbled over the left side of the infield. Rother cutting off Bermudez. He'll throw to first and get the runner Magno by a step, and that'll end it here in the 5th. Miners get their first 1-2-3 inning of the day. Lance Santerra, good work in the 5th. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Miners trail 3-0 here from Harmon Brothers Field when we'll be back in just a few moments.
Leading off the minors fifth, your shortstop.
Welcome back as
Number
we
3,
start the
David
bottom of the 5th inning.
Bermudez.
The top of the order for the Miners, David Bermudez coming to the plate. Miners, no runs on 5 hits. They made 2 errors in the field, which have proved costly. Game could still be tied if not for those errors, but Bermudez to the dish now. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a single. First pitch to him squaring the butt, pulled back. It's a strike at the knees. Bermudez down 0-1. Bermudez plays college baseball at Rider University as the 0-1 pitch is swung on the hands and roped it foul. Bermudez down 0-2. for Bermudez. Right-handed hitting shortstop. He's in a hole against Sundyne. Here's the pitch, and it missed up and away. 1-2.
And down in a hole against Sundyne, something we've heard far too many times here so far today. Miners hitters still struggling to get ahead of him as one fan's there.
1-2 pitch. Bermudez down swinging on an off-speed pitch. Another strikeout. There hasn't been many of them on today for Sundyne. Just number 2 for him, and now with 1 away, it's Casey Rother. Miners got their first extra base hit of the game, which was a RBI, or rather, just a double by Josh Morozic in the 4th, and they're going to need some extra base hits to kind of ignite this offense. Casey Rother with a chance to do so here. 1 out. Pitch misses. Up and away. It's 1-1. Or 1-0 now on Rother.
I'm sure they would have wished that was an RBI double right now. Getting that 0 off of the scoreboard can be huge for everyone else in the dugout.
It's gone 2-0 here on Rother. Steps back in. Looking to create some fireworks for the Miners. 2-0 pitch on the way. Swung on and dribbled up the third baseline. Or rather, pretty far off the third baseline, actually. It's a foul ball. 2-1.
Miners a team that's no stranger to a comeback situation. We're hoping to avoid something like that today, but looks like they might have another situation on their hands where they have to work.
Yes, there is a foul ball. It's gone 2-2 in this game. Unfortunately, mirroring the Miners' 5-0 loss a couple of weeks ago against the Chinooks. That was 2 Mondays ago. Lost 5-0, hoping for a different result today. As Casey Rother, 2-2 pitch is swung on and roped into left field. That's going to drop on a hop. Hayden Keller up with it. It's a 1-out single for Casey Rother. And now Nick Sorelli coming to the plate.
Well, they continue the trend of getting one on. That is now every single inning where the Miners have had a hit. They've had no issue putting barrel to ball and getting someone in play. It's chaining them together that's been the bane of their existence so far.
Sorelli bounced into a double play in the 1st, but ready to ship a little bit in the 3rd with a single back up the middle. First pitch to him here is a breaking ball called strike 1. Sorelli left-handed hitting first baseman. Rother leads off over at first. This is college baseball at St. John's. Sundyne at the set. Here's the 0-1. And it just missed off the plate. 1-1. Sorelli trying to maybe find a gap here for the Miners. Outfield defense, specifically the right fielder Ferris, is pretty deep out there in right field. Sorelli hit a homer against them in the 2nd game of the year. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Blocked nicely by Magno. He's done a good job behind the plate tonight. No pass balls or wild pitches. 1 and 2. Colby Ferris is playing a very deep right field. I mean, he is maybe 10 steps away from the wall out there. Way back. Sorelli, the 1-2.
Learning from that Sorelli home run.
As he's going to shoot that one right back up the box. His 2nd hit of the day. Both of them coming right back up the middle. Sorelli taking a 1-2 pitch back through. Miners with more base runners here in the 5th. We'll see if they can find a way to bring him around this time. Tyler Reyno to the plate.
He's had the same result in the same 2 at-bats, grounding out from 3rd base over to 1st. Right now with 2 on and only 1 away. You want to just avoid the double play by any means, but putting a ball into a gap could be huge for a comeback.
As the game over in Peninsula has drawn closer, it's 4-3 Oilers as that pitch just missed. Ball one to Rando. It's 4-3, 2 away in the ninth for the Bucks, so they're down to their last out. That would be a nice comeback if they can at least try to send it to the bottom of the ninth.
Some real contentious baseball going on all around the ABL.
As the 1-0 pitch rather is taken low and in, it's 2-0, and all of a sudden Rando's in the driver's seat here, trying to find a hole in the defense, and it would be big for the Miners to at least get on the board this inning.
Let's see what kind of response Sundine has now.
As he is at the set here, out of the stretch. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and he missed away, and Tyler Rando's ahead 3-0. The man on deck is Aaron Walters, who knocked in a run last night.
No real reason to get aggressive here. You don't want to force anything when you have such an advantageous count. Just try and take the walk here if you're Tyler Rando, and give the bases loaded over to Walters.
Rando does walk plenty. Is that almost a walk? A plate appearances. There is ball 4. Tyler Rando taking a 4-pitch walk. He's aboard. He's taking a walk. Not every plate appearance. Every 10 plate appearances. As he takes a 4-pitch walk there, and all of a sudden, Sundine is in his biggest jam of the day. Bases loaded, 1 out. Trying to roll up maybe another double play. He's already got 2 of them with runners on today. A couple of runners on both times. Could roll up a double play here. The Miners would be out of it, but Aaron Walters trying to put the Miners on the scoreboard.
He's not one that's necessarily an easy out either. Already a hit in this game. Last time coming up, though, grounded out. If he's able to get underneath of this ball by any means, the odds of them putting a run across the plate are very high, even for just a sac fly. Walters has a lot of explosiveness in his swing.
Aaron Walters looking for at least a productive out. The Miners need to get a run across here. They want to stay in this game. They have been unable to touch Sundine for the last 11 and a third innings he's thrown against them. Walters trying to buck that trend right now. Mullins, the shortstop, holding Sorelli at second, fairly on. Here's the first pitch, and it's a fastball away. Sundine's falling behind, 1-0. Gotta think that Sundine can't hit here on 2-0. He's going to come with a challenge pitch, but needs a ball here to do that. 1-0, and there's a good get-me-over pitch by Sundine. It's a fastball on the outer edge. 1-1. Walters taking all the way there. Runner at third, Rother over at second, Sorelli. Rando sits over at first. Sundine from the set, here it is. Swung on and fouled back out of play on a breaking ball, so Walters behind now 1-2. He was behind 1-2 when he had that RBI single yesterday.
And I'm sure Sundine's just taking a breath of fresh air. After hearing that back crack, that could have been a real painstaker for the Chinooks.
He's got Walters where he wants him now, 1-2. Here it comes from Sundine. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Walters down swinging. That's a big out, number 2. As now Sam Thompson is the Miners' last chance to get a run here in the 5th.
Now batting, your catcher, number 18.
This would be a big opportunity going by the wayside. The Miners have had so many hits already, 7 of them, through just 4 2/3 innings, but left to runners on pretty much every inning, the exception of the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch. Sam Thompson swinging into left field, but that is right at Hayden Keller. Absolutely smoked it off the bat, just at the wrong spot, and the Miners again scoreless. We'll head to the 6th. Chinooks lead 3-0 here from Herman Brothers Field, and we'll be back after just a few moments. Welcome back here from the Valley as we start the 6th inning of action. Hitting it off will be the bottom of the order, Cal Campbell. Second baseman hitting 9th in the order. Campbell to the plate first. Lance Santerre back out for another inning of work as that is strike one at the knees. The Alaska Highway Safety Office reminds you that when your speed increases on the road, so does the chance for a crash. Don't put your schedule ahead of everyone else's safety. Stop speeding before it stops you. This message brought to you by the Alaska Highway Safety Office. It's gone 1-1 now for Cal Campbell. Santerre just trying to throw up another 0. Maybe give that offense a chance to break off the Schneid in the 6th. Here's the 1-1. And it missed away with the fastball. Santerre's gone 2-1. No activity for the Miners in the bullpen. So Santerre, at least for now, it's his game.
And he's earned every right to be in here. Ever since he stepped into the game, the entire rhythm of the Chinooks offense has been disrupted.
1-1 pitch coming. Fastball, and it's tapped foul first before it went into the field of play. It's 1-2. This might be the least amount of sunlight we've had at pretty much any game this year. It's fairly dark with all the clouds, although it's going to stay light until probably around midnight.
I'm convinced if one of the Miners hits a home runs, the clouds will open above us.
Maybe it's just meant to be as the 1-2 swing, or 2-2 rather, swing and a miss. Down on strikes is Cal Campbell swinging. Santerre with another punch out. Give him 3 for his outing today, and now it'll be the top of the order, Will Batts, left-handed center fielder in. Batts on the day, 1 for 3. He's got a single, scored a run, and a couple of ground outs to his stat line. Bats back in. First pitch swung on and hit into shallow left field. Ferreira actually backed up a couple of steps. Had a little bit of carry on it, but it's pretty much right at him. 1 pitch, 1 out. Out number 2 as Lance Santerre continues to put on that cruise control. He's got 3 1/3 now done with no earned runs to himself, as now it's going to be John Mark Mullins, who the Miners have yet to get out today. He's walked and hit a couple of singles. I mean, he's been all over the bases. He's also stole 2 bases for the Chinooks club, scored a run as well. He's been definitely the MVP of this game. There's a breaking ball, ball 1. If you want to give it to anybody besides Zach Sundine.
No, Mullins has been the consistent offensive force that they've needed, stealing bases as well, too, on the day for him.
1-0 pitch coming. It's a cutter, and it missed away. 2-0, and we have a final over in Kenai. The Peninsula Oilers managed to hang on even with the 3 runs allowed in the 9th. They take the W, move to 5-12 on the year. The Bucks drop to 9-8. Anchorage Glacier Pilots, the other team in the ABL, is not playing today as the 2-0 pitch is swung on and popped up into short right field. Urso going out, coming in on it is Walters. It'll settle to his glove, and how about back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings for Lance Santerre. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Miners looking to get on the scoreboard for the first time, and we'll be back in just a few minutes from the Valley. Welcome back here at Herman Brothers Field as we start the bottom of the sixth. Coming to the plate will be 7, 8, 9 in the order. Mike Ferreira, the first to the dish. Excuses are cheap. A DUI isn't. The average cost of a DUI in Alaska is $23,000. Don't drive impaired. Arrive alive. This message is brought to you by the Alaska Highway Safety Office as Ferreira steps in. Third AB of the game. First pitch here is a breaking ball, low and in. Ferreira ahead, 1-0. Looking, get one in play here as he sits 1-0. It's a fastball blooped into shallow center field, coming on and not able to make the catches. Will Batts. So Mike Ferreira gets off the schneid hit-wise. That's his first hit of the day. He'll be aboard at first. And now Josh Morozic to the plate. Ferreira walked earlier, so it's the second time on base. But a solid day for Ferreira, who starting to maybe get that bat back into the swing of things. As Josh Morozic, who doubled his last plate appearance, he's doubled and walked. He's been on base twice. Here's the first pitch to him. It's a breaking ball for strike one on the inside part of the plate. Sundyne spinning it up there against the lefty Morozic. J.D. Urso due up in the on-deck circle for the Miners.
And that Sundyne backspin is some of the most dangerous we have seen all year. It's slow, but it develops right back into where it needs to be.
Hard to see for a lefty. A one pitch is a breaking ball smashed down the right field line. That's going to get down Ferreira around second, and he's going to hold there. That is an interesting decision. That ball was lined down the right field line, but Ferreira got the stop sign at second, so he doesn't go on to third. The Miners, this is their third time of the game, actually fourth time of the game with first and second and nobody out. We'll see if they can convert this time.
And I understand Ferreira might not have the most speed on the lineup, but usually the Miners are dealing with some strong arms out in right field. That was arguably the perfect spot in order to move him up to third, but he is getting a pinch runner as Tyler Wilson's going to come into the game.
Tyler Wilson off the bench. He's going to pinch run and presumably enter left field in the top of the seventh, but for now he's out to run at second. J.D. Urso with an opportunity now, and Josh Morozic, have a day. He's got moved down to the bottom of the order, and he's got a single, double, and a walk on the game, so Josh Morozic playing really well for the Miners. He plays a great defensive center field as well. J.D. Urso with the chance now. We'll see if maybe he tries to bunt here. He popped up a bunt, or rather, fouled off a bunt with 2 strikes to go down on strikes bunting as Sundyne checks the runner back at second. He did that yesterday against the Pilots. Had a couple of hits otherwise. Scored a couple of runs. I would probably think he's going to swing the bat here, but first baseman Joe Brazil not all so sure as he's kind of on the lip of the grass over there at first.
So far today, Urso's had 2 at-bats with runners in scoring position.
He does square, and he ends up pulling back as there's ball 1 from Sundyne as that pitch missed low and in. I mean, Miners cannot say that they haven't had chances. 9 hits now on the day through just 5+ innings. They've hit Sundyne well, just not able to bring those runs in. Here comes the pitch. It's squared by Urso. Nice play. He gets it down. The runners will move up. Throw to first is in time. Urso is out, but he is able to get that bunt down. A nice job by J.D. Urso. Able to get that bunt down, and out second and third with 1 out. David Bermudez coming to the plate next.
Now batting your shortstop, number 3, David Bermudez.
Bermudez has a hit today. Also grounded to third and struck out. 1 for 3. Miners just looking for a run. All they really can ask for right now. We've seen comeback wins, 4 of them this year for the Miners. Actually, 5 of them, if you count last night. They've had 5 comeback wins on the year as Bermudez swinging at the first pitch in the dirt, blocked by Magno. Staying over at third is the runner Wilson. 1-1 on Bermudez. The shortstop steps back in. Sundyne at the set. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and tapped slowly in front of the mound. Sundyne out to pick it up. Actually, he bobbles it, and everyone's going to be safe. Oh, man. Zach Sundyne could have easily had Bermudez at first. That would have been a big out number 2 for him. But we've seen a couple pitcher errors on both sides today. Zach Sundine unable to field that cleanly. That'll go down as an error. And now the bases are loaded for the Miners' top hitter this year, Casey Rother.
Can't say they're not giving themselves a chance, but this team absolutely needs to capitalize right now.
Rother with a big opportunity. Bases loaded. They had the bases loaded in the 5th as well. Weren't able to bring him around. Rother with a big opportunity. Here's the first pitch, and it missed away, ball 1. Rother heading the count 1-0. One-0 pitch. Breaking ball low. It's 2-0 on Casey. The big third baseman trying to find a way. Get a run in. Maybe the sunshine will come out. 2-0 wind from Sundine. Here it is. It's a fastball upstairs. It's 3-0 on Casey Rother. Bases juiced, and I mean, I would expect Sundine to just kind of loft this one over the plate here. Hopefully get a strike. 3-0 pitch on the way. And it's upstairs. How about that? Zach Sundine, who's been the master of control this year, walks in a run. Miners finally on the scoreboard.
Took them long enough, but they broke the seal. Maybe they can get some real action going now.
Casey Rother with an RBI walk is now out to the mound for the Chinooks. Is their manager as he'll go talk with Sundine. Tying run is at second. Go ahead run over at first.
And maybe time for Sundine to call it a day. A pretty solid day overall. Gave up a fair amount of hits, but limiting the runs, obviously, as the Miners are struggling at this point.
We'll stick with him here, though. 1 out. Still here as we play in the 6th.
Interesting choice to stand by him. They're trusting his abilities here as arguably their top pitcher.
Number 37, Nick Sorelli.
Sorelli coming to the plate now. He's got a shot for the Miners. Got a couple of hits on the day. First pitch swung on and lofted into left center field. That ball is pretty deep. Still on the run. Keller, and it's gone! Nick Sorelli, grand salami! Hasta luego, Nick Sorelli, as he exits the ballpark. The big first baseman with a grand salami, and the Miners lead 5-3.
What a shot from Sorelli. No doubt in him, he wanted it with the first pitch.
The bullpen running down to congratulate the big man as he's got his 3rd hit on the day, and the ABL's hottest hitter continues his strong streak.
How about 4 ribeyes for the big man's plate?
Nick Sorelli blasting one out of here. How about that? 5-3 as it appears we're going to have a pitching change. We're going to take a short break here from Herman Brothers Field and be back in just a few moments.
And now batting for your Miners,
JoJo Pemberthy on for the Chinooks now, as Tyler Rando is the first pitcher or first batter to face the new pitcher. Designated hitter takes ball 1 there. Nick Sorelli having a giant day, 3 hits including a grand salami, gives the Miners the lead. It's been a 5-run 6. They've waited till now to explode. They've had so many chances and finally take advantage.
And couldn't have asked for a better spot there for Sorelli, stepping up in the biggest at-bat of the entire game.
There's a sword from Tyler Rando. Goes around 1 and 2. Rando back in as he's going to take ball 2. Magno thought it was a strikeout. He was ready to throw the ball down to first base. Instead, it's going to be a ball. Here's the pitch as it's fouled up the first baseline. Stay alive to see another. Sorry to the technical issues that still persist here from Herman Brothers Field. A little bit of connection issues today, so thank you for those still listening as Rando shoots that one out of play again. It's 2 and 2. A couple of foul balls and an even count. As Rando swings here and puts one deep down the left field line, still on the run, Keller, and it's gone! Tyler Rando, back-to-back home runs, teaming up with the big man, Nick Sorelli. Tyler Rando's first home run of the year, and here comes the bullpen again. They're ready to celebrate. 6-3 Miners.
How about back-to-back jacks for the Miners?
Tyler Rando got into that, and he's been seeing the ball well lately. A 6th run, 6th inning for the Miners as they tack on an additional run.
Your right fielder, number 15.
Well, they are certainly letting the floodgates unleash now that they got their first one. Man, the Miners are having an inning.
And Aaron Walters, as there's still only one out in the inning, will come to the plate. Tyler Rando's first of the year as Walters watches strike one. And I guess you could say we were complaining a little bit about the lack of runs in the first 5 innings. Miners have taken that to full force here as here's a ball shot into deep center field by Walters. Still going back. Bats, he won't get it. It's into left center. Walters around second, and he's going to hold up there. Extra base hit party at the dish for the Miners. Aaron Walters going opposite field to the left center field gap for a double, and now Sam Thompson with still just one out.
Your catcher, number 18, Sam Thompson.
Well, when it rains, it pours. Right now, the Miners just laying it on them. Only one out still in this inning as we're having a hit party from top to bottom of the lineup.
This has been some kind of 6th inning for the Miners. They're up to 12 hits now on the day. And your prediction pregame was 6 runs. Mine was 8. So we'll see what happens the last few innings. Pemberthy trying to work out of even more damage as he gets a strike there on 1 on Sam Thompson. Hitter at the plate. Thompson trying to find a way. When there's a will, there's a way. And right now, there's just a clear way for the Miners.
A whole lot of willpower.
It took some of the Willie Day willpower. As Thompson watches that one way away. Matt Magno is really impressive behind the plate blocking balls. He blocks another one there. And counts it to 2-1.
And this might be the closest that you've ever seen to dusk since we've been here in Alaska. As
it's dark.
Clouds are making it seem like it's really getting ready for nighttime.
At the set now, 2-1 offering. Missed away, 3-1 on Sam Thompson. Thompson looking. Put one in the outfield here and score another run. Miners close to batting around.
Sam Thompson home run.
Swung on, hit straight back up the middle. Fielded on the backhand. Cal Campbell going to first. And it's in time. What a play. Stealing a hit away from Sam Thompson. Almost at a second infield hit of the day. Out by a half a step. And now to the plate, it's Tyler Wilson, who came in this game as a pinch runner for Mike Ferrero, who started this inning. This is the 10th batter to the plate. Tyler Wilson with an opportunity right now. Wilson in. Runner on third, 2-away. First pitch, and it misses inside, ball 1.
When Tyler Wilson went out there to pinch run, I don't think he had in mind the idea that he would be coming back to the dish in the same inning. Miners just rolling right now.
As that pitch is fouled away, it's 1-1 on Rando.
Tyler Wilson staring at a 1-1 count. And right now, after this inning, I'm pretty sure everybody's feeling good.
It's 2-1 now on Tyler Wilson, Grand Canyon University at the plate. Wilson in a 2-1 count. Here's the pitch, and it's a fastball for a strike. Pemberthy kind of throws in the middle of a 3/4 to a sidearm release and gets that one over the outside edge, 2-2.
Pemberthy just trying to get himself out of this inning now.
As he delivers there, fouled away by Wilson. Still 2-2 on Tyler Wilson. Remain to be seen who the Miners will go with in the 7th, but nobody warming up, so you got to think Lance Santerre. 2-2 pitch to Tyler Wilson on the way. Swung on and hit fairly deep down the left field line, but not another home run. That ball's back into play. That's the Miners' first inning this season with multiple home runs, and obviously their first with back-to-back home runs.
It's our first game this season with multiple home runs as well. Only time we've experienced that is when the Glacier Pilots had their own home runs.
As Matt Magno thought that was strike 3, he came out of the crouch to walk back to the dugout. Instead, it's off the outside, maybe a bit high actually. And it's 3-2 on Tyler Wilson. Josh Morozic sits on deck.
Framed it well, just not close enough.
3-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, hammer, deep right field, but going back is Ferris, and he'll make the catch. Thought maybe Tyler Wilson got into that one for their 3rd home run of the inning. That'll end it, but the Miner faithful giving their Miners a big cheer as they come off the field. We'll head to the 7th. Miners with a gigantic 6-run 6th inning to take a 6-3 lead. We'll be back here from Herman Brothers Field in just a few moments. Welcome back from Herman Brothers Field as we start the 7th inning. Lance Santerre would be the winning pitcher if the Miners can hold on to this lead. He's back out there in the 7th. First pitch is inside, ball 1 to the Chinook 3-hitter, Hayden Keller at the plate, left fielder. 1-0 pitch is a fastball, low, 2-0. And we apologize for ongoing video issues here from Herman Brothers Field. Our camera quality isn't doing very good right now, but hopefully the audio quality is still coming through pretty concise. As the 2-0 pitch is inside. It's gone 3-0 on Hayden Keller. It's 3-4-5 here for the Chinooks, and Hayden Keller one pitch away from reaching first on a walk. Santerre out there as now looks like maybe Evan Wolf is starting to loosen, the right-hander from Kent State in the minor bullpen.
Miners really just going to feel rejuvenated after that bottom of the sixth. You're going to come out with a bit more confidence if you're involved or not in the hitting parade. You're going to have everybody else rallying.
3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Actually, maybe a little bit of foul tip off Thompson. Who kind of steps out. Took a bit of a shot there as he crouches to the right of home plate. As now he's on his feet, but at his knees, he's trying to kind of work off it. Not sure exactly where he got hit, but he's a little bit dinged up. Anyhow, it's going to be 3-2 here on Thompson.
Miners now in the driver's seat for the first time really today. They're going to have to play conservatively and protect their lead, no longer playing catch-up.
Miners have 12 hits on the day. 6 runs, 12 hits. They made 2 errors. For the Chinooks, it's 3 runs on 3 hits and 1 error. And that error proved costly, as maybe with the way momentum shifts in baseball, if that ball was properly fielded on the tapper by David Bermudez over to first, that would have been 2 away. Instead, Bermudez reached on the air. The next batter, Casey Rother, walked. That maybe doesn't happen with the momentum. Had Bermudez been out, and then the next batter, Nick Sorelli, gave the Miners the lead with a grand slam, the first grand slam by the Miners this year, and Sorelli up to his 3rd homer of the year. He ties Ethan Mann for the league lead in homers, as now Thompson's ready to go back to work. Yes, 3-2 count, still here on Hayden Keller. Left-hander Santerre from the wide. Here it comes. Swung on and roped into right field. That's going to drop in front of Walters, who's up with it and gets it back into the infield. That's a leadoff single for Hayden Keller. Nice piece of hitting there for him as he's aboard for the first time on a hit today. Also reached on a hit by pitch earlier in the game. And now with 1 on and nobody out, it's Pate Fullerton.
Fullerton has really seemingly struggled in this game. Obviously, only 4 hits on the day for the Chinooks, but 2 strikeouts swinging to his name as he takes a big hack there for the first pitch, too.
Unable to get that one. It's a swing and a miss, 0-1. Miners with the win would move to 13-6 on the year. Chinooks with a loss. It would be their 3rd in a row, as there is ball 1-1 to Pate Fullerton. Chinooks would be in danger of dropping to below 500 for the first time this year. Loss would make them 10-9. And obviously with the non-league contest tomorrow, as that pitch is shot up into shallow right center, Urso out. He'll call everybody off and make the catch. But back to the Chinooks. They obviously have that non-league game tomorrow with the American Legion Stars, and then they have an off day on Thursday. A couple of contests looming on July 2nd and 3rd, this Friday and Saturday. Home both games with the Pilots and the Oilers. Now stepping to the plate is Johnny Graham, the designated hitter. From the set, Santerre, here it is. It's a fastball a little bit in, so it's 1-0 on Johnny Graham. Here's the pitch. Swung on and popped straight up, but that's going to get back out of play. 1-1 here on Johnny Graham.
Graham has been on 3 times, but seemingly only earned 1 of them with the walk earlier in the game. The error and a fielder's choice being the other 2 ways in which he's reached first base.
Now a couple of Miners throwing down the pen. It looks like Evan Floyd has picked up a ball along with Evan Wolf in the pen. Actually, it might be Joe Williams. Can't really tell down there in the pen. Looks like the right-hander regardless. And it is Evan Wolf, not Joe Williams. I was mistaken. So Floyd and Wolf, the 2 Evans, both warming up. It's going 1-2 here on Johnny Graham.
Still Santerre's game, though, as he is looking at what he hopes to be out number 2.
Runner takes off here on 1-2 as this pitch is smashed into the left center field gap. Long run, Morozic, and he won't get it. Splits Morozic and Wilson. The runner at second stopped to see if it would drop. So only to third is the runner Keller, but there is a 1-out double smashed into the left center field gap by Johnny Graham. And all of a sudden, the tying run is at the plate for the Chinooks in the form of Colby Ferris.
Now batting right fielder number 25, Colby Ferris.
And they say momentum ebbs and flows. It seems like it's really been back and forth in this game. Ever since the Miners broke it open with that 6th inning, now it seems like it's going back towards the Chinook side, but Miners hoping to stem that tide.
Tyler LeBrun out to the mound to have a talk with Santerre, and it looks like his day is going to be done. We're going to have a new pitcher on. Looks to be Evan Wolf, right-hander from Kent State, coming into the game. We'll take a break as Wolf loosens and tries to work out of trouble, and we'll be back here from the Valley in just a few moments. Welcome back as we start the 7th inning again. Evan Wolf on 2-on, 1-out situation as he spins a curveball in there for strike 1. Wolf out of the pen for the Miners. He's the second reliever. He relieves Santerre, who came on in the 3rd. As there's a swing and a miss. He pitched low in the dirt. And quickly, 0-2 now, as in the driver's seat is Evan Wolf.
Wolf has allowed 4 hits in the last week or so and 2 runs on those hits, but right now he seems like he's pretty confident in his stuff.
1-2 now. Here on the batter at the plate for the Chinooks, Colby Ferris. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Evan Wolf gets him on a breaking ball. Big out number 2. Colby Ferris down swinging. So task number 1 for Wolf down. He's got another coming to the plate in the form of first baseman Joe Brazil. Brazil into the box for the 3rd time today. It's his 4th plate appearance, 3rd at bat coming up. He walked in the 1st, then popped out to the first baseman Sorelli, and then flew out to left field. Brazil's got a chance now to cut into the lead. Wolf's last 3 appearances, he's worked 3 innings, and he's given up 2 runs in those appearances. As he misses there with a breaking ball, ball 1. Redshirted this year at Kent State, trying to find a way right here to send Joe Brazil back to the dugout without a hit. 1-0 pitch just barely missed off the outside edge. And that was one of the closest misses you'll see. It's 2-0 now on Joe Brazil. Brazil would love to find an opportunity here. There's a fastball just a bit off the plate again. 3-0.
They're getting real stingy with their strike zone here with Wolf after the first batter. Seemingly gave him a bit of a gift.
Evan Floyd continues to throw for the Miners in the pen. Here's the pitch. Taking all the way, had the bat on the shoulder. And it's called strike one. As the batter, Brazil, just kind of set his bat down. Thought it was ball four, but he's called back with strike one. 3-1 here on Joe Brazil. Wolf winds, here it comes. Swung on, hit into right field. Going back on it is the right fielder to make a leaping catch. How about that, Aaron Walters? How do you do? Evan Wong gives him a tip of the hat. A fantastic play in deep right field by Aaron Walters to take away a couple of runs. We'll head to the bottom of the seventh. Miners lead 6-3 here from Herman Brothers Field, and we'll be back in just a few moments. Welcome back here as we start the bottom of the seventh. Josh Morozic, in midst of a 2-for-2 day, single, double, also walked, swings and misses there on the first pitch from a new pitcher, Honus Keinrich, on here for the Chinooks. You do work, Keinrich, right-handed thrower from Biola University, trying to keep a clean seventh here and give the Chinooks the least opportunity as there's a rip and a jumping catch by Cal Campbell at second base. Almost his third hit of the game. Josh Morozic came close. He smoked that one, but now one away, J.D. Urso to the plate.
Now batting your second baseman, number 12.
Urso,
J.D.
one of the few
Urso.
Miners hitters that has struggled so far today. Urso, though, not really one to get stuck in a rut. Always seems like he's waiting for that next opportunity.
Official sponsor of Matsu Miners internet broadcast is Napa Auto Parts of Alaska. Jim Ruda is their owner as this pitch is popped up. Middle infield calling off everyone is Mullins. He'll grab it on the second base side of the bag of second base. Second base side of the second base bag. 2 away, pop out for JD Urso. David Bermudez, top of the order for the Miners. He hit a little chipper up the first baseline. His last time to the plate was able to reach on an error by the pitcher Sunday. 2 away for Bermudez. First pitch. Just missed inside. David on the day, 1 for 4. Scored a run. Contributed on defense as well. It's a 1-0 count right now. Here's the pitch. And it missed low, 2-0. Slow, 2-0. Evan Wolf continues to throw in that minor pen. It appears could be him in the 8th, but we'll see. Heinrich now stepping back on the slab. He's down 2-0 to David Bermudez. The infield for the Chinooks is way to the left side, on the left side. Here's the pitch, and it's a ball just a bit up, 3-0. Yeah, the shortstop Mullins is pretty much playing in the hole right now at shortstop. Anything back up the middle is easily going to get into center field. But Bermudez in a 3-0 count. See if he walks here. He will not, at least on this pitch, as he goes 3-1. A pitch at the knees, fastball from Heinrich. I'd like to give a reminder that there is absolutely no smoking, vapor, cigarettes, tobacco in the ballpark. We are smoking tobacco free here at Herman Brothers Fields. There's a slow tapper out to second. Fielding is Campbell. He'll go to first, and Bermudez is retired. And the Miners are down here in the 7th. 3 up, 3 down. We'll head to the 8th. Miners lead 6-3 here from Herman Brothers Field, and we'll be back in just a few moments. Evan Floyd is the new pitcher for the Miners. Here as we start the 8th, though, West Florida Argo on. He'll try to get through the order without any trouble. It'll be 6, 7, 8 in the order due up. Or rather, 8, 9, 1 in the order due up. Magno, then Cal Campbell,
Leading
Will
off
Bass.
the Chinooks 8.
Wheelbarrow of boost tickets and a 2019 championship quote. Tickets are available in the beer shack, so if you make a trip down to Herman Brothers Field, make sure to stop by. Matt Magno into the box here as we begin the 8th. Only 6 more outs to play with for the Chinooks. First pitch coming from Floyd. It's a fastball called strike 1. Evan Floyd, who his most memorable appearance so far came here on Saturday against the Glacier Pilots as he pours in ball number 1. Evan Floyd came out of the bullpen to work 2 2/3 scoreless. Came in the 7th inning with the bases loaded and the Miners down a couple in the 7th against the Pilots. Was able to work out of the jam, and then the Miners won it in the 9th, so he picked up the win. He goes 2-1 here on Magno.
And that was a huge spot for him to come into, prove that he's able to not only get out of the jam, but continue his work after that. Now Floyd maybe handed these last 2 innings.
Sent here it comes. And it missed. No, called strike low. Magno did not agree with it. It's 2-2, and Matt Magno's had beef with the umpire, honestly, all night behind the plate. A couple times walking off the field, thinking it was strike 3 to not be there. He was unhappy with that call as that pitch misses in the dirt. It's 3-2.
That time Thompson trying to frame it, but instead just trying to keep it in front of him.
Magno the catcher. A 3-2 count. Here it comes. It's a fastball just low. Magno jogged down to first. That's a leadoff walk here in the 8th for the Chinooks. And now to swing things over to the 9-hitter, Cal Campbell. Campbell on the day, 0 for 3. He's fouled out to third baseman Rother. Grounded into a fielder's choice where he reached, and then struck out swinging. So 3 on the day for Campbell.
And Northern Illinois University, number 5, Patty McCormick.
But rather, actually, it will not be Cal Campbell. They have a pinch hitter off the bench, the leading hitter on this team, Cal Campbell, coming to the plate, and we're also going to have a pinch runner over at first. Can't tell who the runner is, but Magno is walking off. Patty McCormick will come to the plate now. Patty McCormick with 1 on and none out, looking to provide a bit of a spark here off the bench. Floyd at the set. First pitch. Swung on and hit straight up in the air, so not what the Chinooks were looking for. Calling everybody off is Urso. He'll make the catch on the infield grass. 1 away, as there's a big first out for Evan Floyd.
And then what a way to bounce back immediately afterwards. Now just focused on the man in front of him. That pinch runner does offer a bit more of a steal threat, but I don't think Floyd's necessarily focused on him. He's not one that goes across the body for pickoff attempts nearly as much.
Into the box now. Leadoff hitter Will Batts takes strike 1 there. That's behind in the count. That's in. Here's the 0-1. On the way. Swung on and fouled back. It's 0-2. Bats trying to battle on an 0-2 count and reach here for the Chinooks, who just need base runners. Tying run would be on deck if Bats can reach here. As this pitch is swung on and fouled away again, Bats trying to put that fair. Straighten it out. Instead, it's going to stay 0-2. That's on the day. 1 hit and 4 at-bats. And the man on deck, John Mark Mullins, who's 2 for 3, poses an even bigger threat. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It swung on and popped up. Shallow left field. Bermudez coming out, calling off everybody coming in to make the catch is the left fielder, Tyler Wilson. He's got it 2 away. John Mark Mullins now 2 for 3 with a walk on his stat line today. He's also scored a run. Batting from the left side here, the switch hitter against the right-hander Floyd. Floyd gave up a leadoff walk, but retired 2 in a row. A pop-up and a fly-out. Checks the runner over at first. First pitch to Mullins will not come here as he steps off the mound before the first pitch, checking over at the runner, and we'll redo things.
Now Floyd checking over at Neville's, over at first, the pinch runner.
Justin Neville's two-way player also pitches, as there is ball 1 issued to the man at the plate, John Mark Mullins, UAB Blazer, starting shortstop for UAB. Playing here for the Chinooks. Also on his line tonight, he's stolen a couple of bases. Stole third standing up, actually. You rarely see that. Here's the pitch. Swung on and cracked in between first and second. That's into right field. Up with it quickly is Walters. He'll get it back in. And all of a sudden, the tying run coming to the plate. And the third hitter in the order, Hayden Keller, to the plate.
And what else do you expect from John Mark Mullins at this point? 3 hits on the day. So far, only minor to reach that achievement has been Nick Sorelli today with 3 hits and Tyler Wilson with 3 singles a few days ago.
Conference at the mound between Thompson and Floyd. Make sure to follow our Twitter at ABL Minors. All capital ABL, lowercase minors for updates on the team and special social media content. So now to the plate, it's Johnny Graham, who's got, or rather not Johnny Graham, Hayden Keller. Both outfielders for the club. 2 on, 2 out. Keller the tying run at the dish. Neville's at second, Mullins at first. Here it comes. It's a fastball outside, ball 1. Floyd trying to get the last out here in the 8th, and Alex Majors is now throwing down the minor bullpen. He, by some people call him, has a rubber arm and can pretty much throw whenever. As there's a swing and a miss from Keller, 1-1. Game with the off speed, maybe a changeup. Majors threw yesterday, obviously threw 2 innings yesterday. Given the chance, he's ready to go here today.
Majors, the ultimate closer for the Miners. When he's come in, they've 2-0 so far.
Go 2-1 now to Hayden Keller. Miner defense playing back on the infield. Outfield pretty much straight up. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and tapped up the line, foul. That will go back towards the Miner dugout. Michael Paul actually out to stop that ball. And it's going to be 2-2.
Last thing you want to do is put yourself in a 3-2 count here. If you're Floyd, you have the chance to make him chase.
Here's the 2-2. And just missed upstairs. A tick above the belt there. And it's gone 3-2. Runners will be in motion here. Hayden Keller at the plate. Floyd working quickly. He's back at the set. Here it comes. Swung on and popped up into left field. It's shallow. Moving in barely is Wilson. He'll make the catch as the ball settles into his glove. And threat avoided. Evan Floyd gets out of the 8th clean. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Miners coming to the plate looking for perhaps a couple insurance runs. We'll be back here from Herman Brothers Field after a short break. Welcome back as we begin the bottom of the 8th. Casey Rother, the man to the plate for the Miners. Rother. And then the 3-hitter Sorelli, who went yard for a grand slam in his last at-bat. And then Tyler Rando, who hit a solo home run to follow up Sorelli's grand slam. First pitch to Rother, swung on and popped up down the right field line. Long run for the first baseman, Brazil, and he reaches out and makes a nice catch. Rother retired on 1 pitch, 1 away here in the 8th. Bring up the big man, Nick Sorelli, who last at-bat golfed one to deep left center field, and that ball got out of here. Sorelli, who's had a lot of big games this year, probably the biggest one today. A couple of singles, and then that home run gave the Miners the lead. Leo Harris, by the way, is the new pitcher on for the Chinooks. He's third baseman by trade, but this is third pitching appearance of the year, and he can certainly throw it up there as he's gone 1-0 to Sorelli. Sorelli with a big hack there, looking to go yard again, 1-1.
Yeah, definitely no issue with the fastball and the changeup from Harris. Control seems to be more the big question mark.
1-1 pitch is swung on and popped up into foul territory. Long run for the third baseman over there, Fullerton, and it's going to get out of play.
So Sorelli sitting on a 3 for 4. 4 for 5 sounds a whole lot more enticing, though, don't you think?
We have a new catcher behind the plate as well, Joe Keel. Behind the plate as the pinch runner for Magno, Nevels, is now out of the game as that pitch misses away, 2-2. Joe Keel. Back behind the plate, he started plenty of games this year, a number of them against the Miners. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and hit hard into right field. Is it going to drop? Yes, it will. Give Nick Sorelli 4 hits on the day. Absolutely spraying the ball all over the yard as Nick Sorelli aboard with 1 out here in the 8th.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any better, right now he is just having a ball game to remember for a while to come.
This has been such a nice ball game for Nick Sorelli. Now batting your designated hitter, number 43, Tyler Rando.
Tyler Rando to the plate now as we're going to have a pinch runner over there for Sorelli. He's lifted, so his day will be done. Looks like Jared Sweeney over there running for the Miners. Leo Harris at the set now. First pitch is a strike to Tyler Rando, who homered his last at-bat. Not to take anything away from Rando. Sorelli's had a big day, but Rando with a giant knock. He's 1 for 3 with a walk. Back in now. Here's the 0-1. It's inside corner, called strike. 0-2.
So now Leo Harris for a chance for his first strikeout of the game, and the first time against the Miners as well.
Rando, an 0-2 count, trying to fight back. Harris's 0-2 pitch, and it just missed away, 1-2. Rando, right-handed batter from Gonzaga. Home run, his first of the year. Also, Sorelli's hit earlier was the Miners' first 4-hit game of the year. Here's the pitch as it's just yanked foul. Got a hold of that barely on the off-speed pitch. Now it's still 1-2.
Rando, hard to follow up a home run ball, but with his slugging percentage, he definitely has the capability to add another extra base hit. More than likely just looking to put something in play here as well.
Rando, 1-2, swings and punches this down the right field line. That's a blooper, and it's going to drop. Around second, headed to third is Sweeney. He'll get there with the slide. And the throw gets by, actually, to the screen. Here comes Sweeney for the plate. The throw to the plate is not in time. It actually hits Sweeney, and moving all the way around to third on it is Tyler Rando. How about that? Tyler Rando with the second hit of the day. It's a single. He's not going to get credit for the RBI on the throwing error, but the Miners, regardless, put another run up on the scoreboard. Have a day, Matsu Miners. Up to 7 runs, and now with just 1 out here in the 8th, they're just 1 away from my prediction of 8. So here's the open. Aaron Walters can knock in Tyler Rando.
Right now, they are just sitting on a series of unfortunate events there for the Chinooks as they continue to fall apart as that play progresses. And the throwing error really didn't help. Just seemed like the nail in the coffin to finish it off. Sweeney could barely keep his helmet on his head with how often he kept starting and stopping to take off all the way home.
So runner on third, just one out. Miners trying to get more, up 7-3. It's now not a safe situation, so Alex Majors, who is not throwing but standing down in the bullpen with the bullpen catcher Nakamura, as the first pitch is a swing and a miss, 0-1. So it'll be interesting to see if Majors will be used in the ninth. Here's the 0-1 to Walters. And it's a strike in the knees, 0-2. Walters back in for another at bat here. Miners lead 7-3 in the eighth. Harris at the set. 0-2 pitch. On the way. Swung on and hit down the left field line. That's going to get well back out of play.
Man, with how the Miners are hitting the ball today, you almost feel like every time you hear contact, it's going to drop right now. This team is just feeling confident from top to bottom. Everybody's feeling like they can put some serious wood to ball, as this game seemingly is falling into their hands.
Pitch misses away there. First ball of the at-bat for Aaron Walters. Leo Harris trying to work around Walters. On deck, Sam Thompson. Walters back in. Here it comes. And it missed up. Harris has gone 2-2.
Harris doesn't seem to really have any issue getting the first two strikes, but right now, can't seem to find that put-away stuff.
Trying to put away Walters, though. Infield now shaded a little bit in, as they're all on the lip of the grass, pretty much. Blooper would easily land and not get a run. Here's the pitch, and it missed up and away. Way away, actually. Harris has gone 3-2. Walters in a full count. Might be swinging for the moon here. And he's swinging hard, and it's going to get by the glove of Patty McCormick into right center field. That ball was never touched, so it'll go down as a base hit, I believe, for Aaron Walters. There's an RBI single. Patty McCormick had a shot at it on the screamer, but was unable to field it on the short hop. Went, I think, over his glove, had that glove positioned under, and they made it to 8 runs. That was my prediction before the game. Walters aboard with an RBI single. Still just went out Sam Thompson at the plate.
Now, we are still one away from Skipper Tyler Lebrun's own guess of 9.
Pitch missed, or rather called a strike. Thompson kind of grimacing there, 0-1. So here's the pitch, and it's fouled back out of play. So 0-2 on Sam Thompson. And for his 5th at-bat of the day, he's 1 for 4, and he got robbed on a great play at second base by Cal Campbell, who's now out of the game. Back in the 6th, preventing more runs from scoring. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Breaking ball in the dirt. Thompson put away. 3 pitches, pretty easy for Leo Harris. 2 away now. Tyler Wilson coming to the plate.
Your left fielder, number 44.
Poised to take another victory as now Alex Majors has on the coat down in the bullpen, and you would think that it's probably not going to be him in the ninth. They'd like to save him, possibly for tomorrow. Harris with 1 on, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Missed with the breaking ball, 1-0. Tyler Wilson, who entered the game as a pinch runner, back in the 6th. Entered as a pinch runner in the 6th and also got the hit in the 6th as the Miners batted around. He flew out to right field, gave it a ride, as this one is tapped foul up the first base line. Gave it a ride, pretty deep right field, but hauled down in right field by Ferris.
Even the substitutes are coming in and acting on their own, just like they're sliding into a starting rotation. This team is hitting well from top to bottom, as they've totaled 15 hits on the day.
It's now 1-1 on Tyler Wilson. Here it is. Swung on and stroked back up the middle, fielded by Second baseman McCormick, he'll go the short way. Mullins up with it. That's a 4-6 ground down. That'll end the inning for the Miners. But they tacked on a couple of additional insurance runs. We're on to the ninth. Miners lead by 5 here from Herman Brothers Field, and we'll be back in just a few moments. Welcome back into Herman Brothers Field for the final inning of action here in the Valley as the Miners have stake in a 5-run lead here to begin the ninth as Pate Fullerton, third baseman, stands in. Evan Floyd misses with ball 1. He's back out for the ninth inning. Alex Major sat down, not-safe situation, so manager Tyler LeBrun probably just thinking he doesn't want to burn another arm possibly for tomorrow as that pitch missed in as well, 2-0.
And you can really tell that we are in Alaska with how backwards the sun cycle seems. It's been dark all game, and now the sun's finally coming out to play as the game is coming to its end.
Fastball there, strike 1 from Floyd. With a presumed Miners win, if they can hold on to it, they'll move to 13-6 on the year. Squaring the butt, pulling back is Fullerton. It's gone 3-1. Chinooks would fall to 10-9, but they'd still be in second. The ABL this year, right now, is kind of a logjam in the middle. The Chinooks, with a loss, would be 10-9. The Bucks would be 9-8, and the Anchorage Glacier Pilots would be 8-10. Squaring the bunt here is Fullerton. It's popped up into foul territory. Long run, Thompson, and he makes the catch on a slide. Sam Thompson, how about that? Call him an athlete, whipping off the mask there, and making a sliding grab in foul ground. That's the first out of the inning. Great play, Sam.
I made a point in one of our previous YouTube videos that catchers are people too, and they deserve all the appreciation right there.
It looked as athletic as it gets there, as now it's going to be Johnny Graham on away here in the ninth. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit deep down the left field line, but that's going to hook foul. That probably had home run distance, but missed it by about 10, 15 feet down the line. Hit that really hard. Graham doubled back in the 7th, but was unable to come around. 0-1 pitch. Swung on and grounded in the hole at short. Bermudez up with it. Going to be a tough play. Throw across. He is not in time. Was going to be late anyway, but the new first baseman over there, Aaron Walters, was unable to pick it. And some move around, shuffling in the Miners' defensive alignment. Walters went over to first. Jared Sweeney entered into the game, pinch running for Sorelli, goes to third, and back out to right field goes Casey Rother. So runner on now, 1 away. And coming to the plate now is the 6th hitter, Colby Ferris. Ferris got into a fielder's choice, or rather struck out his last at-bat as he swings here and golfs this one deep left center field. Morozic, long run, still going, and he's not going to get it. He's going to one-hop to the base of the wall. Morozic gets it in quickly. It's thrown into Bermudez, and that was a great relay by Morozic to Bermudez to prevent a run from scoring. The runner at third, Graham, got held up at the last second at third. Had he went home, he would have probably been gunned out. But regardless, It's another double. Colby Ferris this time gets into the party. He has a double there, and now with runners on second and third and just one out, it's going to be Joe Brazil, as Miners obviously lead by 5, but a hit here would start to maybe get the blood pressure going a little bit.
And from Rosick on that relay, I don't even think he was looking at Bermudez. He just immediately turned and fired.
It's a good throw, too, as first pitch fastball is grounded to short. Bermudez up with it, fumbles it, throw to first is not in time, and that's going to go down as an E6 as the Miners unable to get it out. David Bermudez with a rare error, and all of a sudden, if this runner here, or if this batter here, Matt Magno could or Joe Keel, who came in as defensive sub, could reach the tying run, sits on deck.
It's definitely getting a bit closer for comfort, but the Miners still holding a double their score. Right now, they are just probably focused on getting that double play ball and ending this game without any more hassle.
That was a routine play that Bermudez just fumbled for a second, and with the speed of Joe Brazil, he was able to reach. So now Joe Keel coming to the plate. Runners on first and second, one out.
Not a play you'd see Bermudez make an error on very often either.
Keel only played a couple of times last week as he takes ball 1 there. Only played a couple of times, 6 at-bats, was unable to reach base. He struck out 3 times. Just looking to find a way on here. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back to the screen. Keel came in batting 196 on the year. He's 10 for 51. He's got 3 RBIs to his name. He's walked 4 times, been hit by a pitch 3 times, actually. This Chinooks team has 20 hit by pitches.
It's a talent.
And just coming into this game, 18 games on the year. Keel in a 1-1 count now. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Beauty. Strike 2. There was a slider from Floyd, and now he's ahead 1-2.
And I think you need to take that pitch to the dump because that was just pure filth.
On deck is Patty McCormick, who popped out as a pinch hitter in the first pitch he saw. Back in the 8th, here's the pitch. Swung on and golfed towards the left side, and that's going to get through. Up with it is Wilson in left field. Runner's going to put on the brakes. And how about this? All of a sudden, the tying run in the form of Patty McCormick is coming to the plate.
Wow, just when you thought you could have closed the door or closed the book, Chinooks got some life.
Bubba Walters with a slow walk out to the mound now. Alex Madras hasn't resumed throwing, but he's now standing, and he's taken off the warm-up top, which gives the indication that he's about to start throwing again. So Walters visits the mound. That ball was not hard hit at all by the batter at the plate, Joe Keel, but he put it in a perfect spot through the left side of the infield. So back-to-back guys on base on plays that should have or could have been prevented. Keel with the soft hit single, and then the error. Obviously, got the 7-hitter, Joe Brazil, aboard. So now Patty McCormick, who doesn't have much power to speak of, but he is a very good hitter. On the year, he's 15 of 47. Out of those 15 hits, only one of them is for extra bases. That is a double. Has no home runs. Has no career home runs at Northern Illinois. Standing at just 5'6". Wouldn't expect power surge here, but could possibly put one in play. And
crazier things have happened in baseball.
Bases loaded now. 1 out. Floyd, first pitch. Fastball at the knee, strike 1. That's a good go-ahead pitch by Floyd. Miners will gladly trade a run for an out here if they could get a ground ball infield playing back accordingly. Floyd at the set. Here's the pitch. Just missed up. It's 1-1.
Trying to test how high he'll go on that last pitch. Floyd really just pushing the boundaries of the upper black right now.
Floyd on the set, the 1-1. Fastball called, strike 2. Good pitch at the knees. 1-2 here on Patty McCormick. Miners trying to close this one out from Herman Brothers Field. A win would mean 8 of their last 9 going in the win column. Here's the pitch from Floyd. Fastball foul back to the screen. Just got a piece of that, so McCormick stays alive. Still 1-2.
And Floyd seems like he's used heat for the past few pitches. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go some off-speed stuff in the dirt for this next pitch.
Floyd, the right-hander, peers in. Now at the set. Here comes the 1-2. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. A late call on an appeal down to the base umpire, but Patty McCormick set down on strikes for a giant out number 2, and now it's Will Batts at the plate. Batts with a 1-for-5 day, but if he could reach the guy on deck, John Mark Mullins, has a 3-for-4 line going. Batts potentially the last batter of this game. Floyd trying to put him away and chalk up a W in the record books. First pitch fastball, missed low, ball 1. Runner over at third is Ferris. At second is Brazil, and then Keel sits over at first. Miners defense playing straight up. This has been a long game. We're going on over 3 hours of game time. Here's the pitch. Fastball missed. Fake throw down to third by Thompson, and it's 2-0.
Floyd, nowhere to put him. Only place he can is put him away to the bench. But right now, not in a favorable count.
2-0 from Floyd. On the way. Swung on. Popped up, foul ground. Sweeney, long run, still going, and it's going to get out of play. The ball scrambles down the left field line. A bunch of young fans scramble after that one, and it's going to be 2-1 as Batts will go back in.
I don't think there's much better than just the crowd shagging balls and a wave pushing each other off.
Miners with their season high in hits today by a long shot, 15 of them. 2-1 pitch, grounded back up the middle slowly. Bermudez on the field, throw to first in time. And although it was a bit stressful, the Miners get through the ninth, just 1 run allowed, and they'll chalk up another W in the record books. Miners winners 8-4 today on the hands of a 6-run, 6th inning. Nick Sorelli with the big blast today, a grand slam to give the Miners the lead in the 6th inning. Winning pitcher of note is Lance Santerre. Taking the loss for the Chinooks is Zach Sundine. Miners once again, winners 8-4. Sorelli with 4 hits on the day, knocked in 4 runs, all on that grand slam. The Miners had to use the bullpen for a large extent of this game. 6 2/3, but either way they managed to get it won, and they've won 8 of their last 9. They'll play tomorrow in Anchorage against the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. That game for the Miners will start at 7 p.m. at Mulcahy Stadium. Once again, Miners 8-4 winners. I'd like to thank every one of you out there listening. Sorry for the technical difficulties tonight. Wasn't the smoothest game. Hopefully we can have that up and running smoothly tomorrow in Anchorage. Thank all of you once again for listening. Good night, everyone.